Let's try that again. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and non-binary folks. My name is Jinxie Cat. I'll be your caster this evening for the Nexus Gaming Series, Storm Division. We are nearing the end here as we're hopping into the lower div playoffs. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into this. We are running a little bit behind here. I'm sure you guys are wondering, where we're going, what's happening, where everyone is at. Don't worry, I've got you as we hop over here to our map selector here. I'm going to go ahead and let the teams know that we are ready for game number 1, which is going to be on Volskaya Foundry. And it looks like it was picked up by the side of Team VGM. So, Volskaya by the blue team, update that there. And as far as the map bans goes, as you can see, take a look here, VGM decided to ban away Braxis and Apollo. Meanwhile, Team Alexander decided to get rid of Infernal Shrine. Like I said, our first map of the evening is going to be on Volskaya. It looks like they are really smart and ready to go. So are we as we hop into game number 1 in our best of 5 series. Team Alexander trying to start with the game 1 penalty again. I mean, we'll have to see how they've been doing. It's been kind of a wild ride for Team Alexander, and I think I speak for all of us when I say not many of us expected to find them in the lower bracket. We're taken out by Chili Mountain, of all folks, who were kind of a dark horse as we started out the series. They ended up, I think, finishing 5th in terms of getting into the playoffs here. 3rd or 5th, I'm not 100% sure. So we're going to see Ana taken away by Team Alexander. That is kind of the standard ban for them, seeing as it is too difficult for them to play Ana on the high ping and dodge her skill shots at that ping. But yeah, Chili Mountain, of all the people who did take them out, 3rd or 5th, like I said, I actually thinking about it more now, it is going to be 3rd, if I remember correctly, as we get rid of Stukov and Garrosh here for Team Alexander. But never mind what happened beforehand. This was the big match everyone wanted to see. VGM actually beating out Team Alexander in the rotations just so they were able to get in. Has been kind of a wild ride. Now, both of them are here down in the bottom bracket looking to take on Team Exodia up at the top, as we're going to see Chromie round out the ban phase. Cassia immediately picked up by Gondar. Getting started with a really strong pickup here. We'll see what the members of VGM decide to counter with. I don't have any of my players in this. This is super unlucky. Alrighty, no pop-ups today, it looks like, as my soothsayer is being kind of funky, but we are going to see Maka pick up Sylvanas, and Heavy is going to grab that Deckard Can. So, starting out with a solid couple of pickups right there. Sylvanas has been highly contested for most of the season. You know, there are a lot of really strong Sylvanas players here, so Maka going to be the one to snatch that up. So what does Team Alexander pick up in retaliation here? Maybe see the Lucio. That has been what Hyde has been going to. We're actually going to see Spell on the Mal'Ganis and Nacho Gen on that Malthael. Mal'Ganis becoming a little bit stronger, at a couple of changes in the last patch, which has made him a much more viable tank. And despite a lot of these really strong tanks still being available, Johanna, Diablo, all tanks that we see picked fairly often, completely being ignored here. Nubrak even coming to fame, as well as Junkrat is going to be banned out by the side of VGM. They're opting just to go straight for that Mal'Ganis, who does excel in a long team fight, so is very solid for the map. Imperius is going to be banned away. Now, this is an interesting one. We've actually seen a little bit more of the main tank Imperius at the high level of play as opposed to the lower levels. So, looks to be more of a tank ban there from the side of Team Alexander. That's 2 tanks they've taken off the board. But, of course, that being said, Imperius is still a fine off lane to pick up. We're going to see Tiger JK grabbing the Li Ming, and Liam, to no one's surprise, is going to pick up that Urel. So what are Team Alexander going to round it out with? They do need that support. Again, Lucio still available, and I'm wondering if Cattle is waiting to hold their pick to see if maybe Hyde is going to go for that Lucio, and if they are going to maybe try and pick the Diablo into that. It is a difficult matchup for the Lucio, seeing as he likes to be on the wall, and they are just going to go ahead and go for it. This is going to be a little bit interesting, seeing as Hyde and Cattle are on the same team in another tournament, so they know how each other plays. They know what each other is thinking. They know what works and doesn't work, so we'll see maybe how that does impact the draft, the plays, all that good jazz. And, of course, you know, it kind of puts the teams in a little bit of a difficult place. We're actually going to see the Varian come out of all picks. So Varian versus the shield of Lucio could be really strong. You know, once they get to level 13, anybody you want to get the kill on, you can charge in with the taunt. Should the sound barrier come down, you can immediately snap, get rid of it. And then, of course, if you do use the shield breaker on one target and have to switch to another one, you get that extra 200% damage onto those shields. So a really solid pickup there for the side of VGM. Hope you guys are all doing are having a wonderful night. It is a Thursday evening. There are a lot of places you could be, and I am so blessed that you decided to spend your Thursday evening with me here on the Nexus Gaming Series as we got into game number 1 in our best of 5 series. This is the lower bracket for the playoffs. We have Team Alexander versus VGM. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get into that game. We have over here on the left-hand side, we got Maka on that Sylvanas, Liam on the Urel, Cattle is going to be your Varian, Heavy on the Deckard Cain, and Tiger JK is rocking the Li Ming. And over here on the right-hand side, we have Team Alexander with Nacho Jin on that Malthael, Lockdown going to be that Kael'thas, Spell on the Mal'Ganis, Gondar is your Cassia, and Hyde on the Lucio. Guess they're asking about the servers right now. Not my problem. Oops. I'm gonna hop in here. Let's try this again. Control 1. There we go. Gonna have a little bit of an issue, as I guess it looks like the teams are playing on a server that is difficult for the Koreans. Okay, I guess we're just leaving the game. So we're gonna reset this. I'm going to bring it back to me while they remake the lobby and then draft the games, and we should be able to go from there. My apologies, everyone. It looks like, I don't know, somebody made the lobby and it wasn't working for one of the teams, so they just left without saying anything, which is cool. You know, we're going to still truck along. No problem. They should get us in relatively shortly, and then we will be able to continue with game number 1 on Volskaya Foundry. So how was everyone's day? Did you guys having a good day? I'm having a good day. Should get in here in just a minute. Oh man, unlucky. The worst thing is they're not even giving me an update, so I'm just kind of sitting here awkwardly, like how's it going, chat? I feel like this always happens every time I'm here with you. Like I'm just the jinxie is the curse that whenever I'm casting, you know, something's got to go wrong with the game. So yeah, any minute now we'll get into a game. Looks like there we go. We have a game. Folks are getting into it. There we go. They made a referee. That's nice. All right, just a minute now. I have to like pull out a book. While we wait for everybody to get going. Day's going great. That's good to hear, Fluffy Cat, which is an adorable name, by the way. Standard draft. How does it choose Central or not? It depends on who makes the lobby. And, I don't know, players have said that I guess it depends on like where the old servers used to be, because you know they combined it into one North American server or one US server. I'm not 100% sure what they did, But apparently, if somebody makes it that's like who lives on the East Coast or lives on the West Coast or Central or whatever, it's supposed to make it easier. I've had a couple of games where that isn't the case, so I'm not sure how much of that is actually true. So what happens to them remaking it go Central again? Well, I'm hoping somebody else made the lobby different, and it will be, you know, they can just log in and continue on. And if that isn't the case, then they'll just have to deal with it and continue on, because we are 15 minutes past when the games are supposed to start. You know, not that that's a big deal or anything. But hopefully, you know, somebody on their side can make it, so it'll find the server that they like better, and we can just be able to go ahead and get on with the game. Looks like we're waiting for one more person from the side of Team Alexander to get in here, and then we will get set and ready to go. So sorry for the delay, guys. It's weird with having, you know, people from 19 different regions all coming in for the tournament. So I'm actually gonna debating on, can I move this so that it'll, there we go. I guess a little bit more center, and then we can also see the game clock on the time. There we go. All right. So okay. So now 2 people have left the lobby. 1 person is back, but it's not the person who left. We'll be in just a minute. You are very welcome. Hopefully that helps. And, you know, I wish I had a little bit more on the logistics of it and if it works or not. Unfortunately, I'm not 100% sure. So maybe at the next AMA that Blizzard does, we can ask, like, hey, does this actually work? Excited to see some Cho'Gall. Well, hopefully we get to see some Cho'Gall. I would love to show you some. All right, we're just waiting on Spell, and then we should be ready to go. Maybe Natsu? Yeah, definitely. You know, Towers of Doom, we see him not as much at the highest level of play, but we do see the Cho'Gall on occasion on Towers of Doom, and then we really see him on Tomb of the Spider Queen. So maybe if we get Tomb of the Spider Queen, we'll see some Cho'Gall there. Other than that, I mean, some 2-lane maps we do see him, just when there's not a lot of rotating around. So yeah, hopefully we can get some fun hero picks in this evening. It is high risk, high reward for the players here today, though, as whoever loses, that's it for the rest of their Storm Division career. They will go home. That'll be the end of it from them. All right. We have hit the ready. 9 out of 10 players are ready. So, momentarily, we should be back into the game. And then from there, we will be able to, you know, get on, and hopefully it'll be fine. We won't have to remake the lobby for a 3rd time. So I sincerely hope not, considering its lobby seems to take about 5 minutes. But, you know, no matter how long it takes, we'll be here. And I appreciate you guys here hanging out with me, you know, as we try and get through this together. Well, Skya Foundry. All right, it looks like we are logging back in. So I'm going to go ahead and bring it over to the game for you guys. And it looks like indeed our friends on Team Alexander have made the server this time. So hopefully it's better for them as we hop in. Once again, game number 1 in our best of 5 series. Over here on the right-hand side, we have Spell on the Mal'Ganis. Gondar on the Cassia. We have Hyde on that Lucio. Lockdown is going to be your Kael'thas. And Nacho Jin on the Malthael. Over here, on the left-hand side, we have, as we head to the middle of the lane, Cattle on the Varian. Tiger JK is going to be your Li Ming. Maka on the Sylvanas. Heavy is your Deckard Cain. And down on the bottom, it's Liam on the Urel. Look at these level 1 talents. Here we have Li Ming, of course, going for the Force Armor. Does not want to deal with that Kael'thas. Urel going for the Dauntless. Varian going for that Overpowered, which does lead me to believe that it is going to be Taunt. Of course, it is Tank Variant, so that is the most likely outcome, but you never know. Overpower does pair nicely with the Taunt, and with the Lucio autos, makes it a lot more stronger when you can get those instant autos. You know, he does 3 autos per little click there. He gets 3 little sound boosts out, which all count towards Varian's cooldown. So, you can parry in the middle of that, that will be deadly. Down here in the bottom, of course, Nitrogen versus Liam. We always like to point out our solo laners. They are the coolest and most attractive players on the team. They forego that screen time so we can get XP. Of course, at the high levels of play, we do see a lot of rotation from the solo laners. So we get to see a little bit more of them, which is always exciting. They're not kind of on the island. Maka and Heavy do pick up that fortification camp there, getting that turret for the fight to come. We are going to finally see the members of Team Alexander rotate in a little bit slower, but nonetheless still able to get in. Spell heads down to the bottom, does come up to help. We are going to see the Righteous Hammer from Urel down there in the bottom. Give him a little bit of a knock-in. Lockdown is going to come help. Nitrogen losing half their health to grab the turret, but still able to pick that up. Liam chasing him down, but able to back away. Level 4 is online, and we are going to see that taunt from Variance. Now we're going to keep a closer eye on the 4-man up here, as we will maybe start to see some more picks coming out. Sylvanas and Li Ming do make for really strong burst damage coming out from the side of the members of VGM Gaming here, and usually 4 through 10, that is the strong point of a Variant comp, so we'll see if we can't find any picks before any of the Punishers do come to fruition. Control point unlocks in 30 seconds, so if they're going to make the play, it has to be now, but it looks like Maka and Heavy more interested in getting that Siege camp picked up. We're going to see a little bit of pushing come out here from the 4-man of Team Alexander, who's done surprisingly well. Taunt does come out. There's a big blow up on his spell, but he blocks it beautifully. Lockdown gets very low, but finally does decide to just hearth back in the middle of the lane, by the way. What a badass. Cool guys don't look at explosions. We're not going to look at Maka pushing away with these lanes. We do have that Mercenary Queen from Sylve here, so you did see relative ease picking up that siege camp there, and she is going to try and push it in for as long as she can. You can see the buffed up camp here pushing away. Gondar is going to try and push it off, but he is losing the war of attrition here. Lockdown coming around though. A danger ping has been pinged away. We are going to see the Banshees come away, and Cassia tries to get in with the Fend, but does not secure the kill. Meanwhile, down here in the bottom lane, it's a little bit of a scuffle as Cattle tries to take on Spell, but Nitrogen is here, and now Cattle getting the hell out of dodge. Interestingly enough, we have Cattle going for that victory rush. Of course, that is the little boost to health every 30 seconds, and then whenever you kill a monster minion near him, reduces it to 10 seconds. So this team to me says it looks like they're going to try and push a little bit. Maka has come down, out comes the taunt, but a reverse stun coming out here. Urel jumps in, great unstoppable by Nitrogen, burns that medallion. Both turrets have been dropped. Sylve will get the big turret, push off by Hyde, and Malthael is going to be the first to fall here. However, the Lockdown looking incredibly low. Spell does drop that support camp. Taunt comes out. Maka putting in as much damage as he can, but Hyde in the background with the boop saves his life. Now everybody's going to look to try and reset here. The members of Team Alexander coming out a little bit more healthy in this engage. Cassie going to try and get a little bit of damage on. Cattle comes out, gets the taunt. Gondar very low. Another scroll of ceiling keeps Spell in his place. Cattle looking to step up 21 to 54 on this control point. And here we are, Maka and Heavy picking up that turret there. Now we'll see if they look to push in a little bit more. 75% on that point, but it is being contested here by the members of the blue team. Turret has been started as well for the side of Team Alexander. They're going to just keep contesting. Now that both teams have contested, we'll see if maybe the members of VGM can't get a little bit more going their way. However, Spell looking quite healthy on the point. Full health, full mana. Cattle sitting at about 75% mana. And we get to listen to the lovely beeping of the point as nobody is able to hold it for much longer. They're going to taunt on to Spell the knockback the root. He has to burn the Unstoppable to get out. And a beautiful combo by VGM, but not enough to lock down this Mal'Ganis. Medallion was burned, so we won't have that for that next fight. And back for several next fights, as it is a 5-minute cooldown, of course. However, support camp was taken in that time. And now with level 10 online, let's take a look at some of these options picked up by the side of Team Alexander. It looks like the members of VGM are going to have to back off until they get it, but not too long to wait. They do finally pick it up. Nothing out of the ordinary right now. We do have the Pyroblast coming out for Kael'thas. Stay a while and listen does drop. Hits 5 members. Out comes the support camp. Big righteous hammer. Tiger JK very low on the back. No health, no mana. Eats the Pyroblast with those force missiles. Cattle in the middle getting so very low. Gets the taunt. Not going to be enough to offer the Warbringer, so will not have the protected for those last rights, and Cattle does end up being the first to fall in this chunk fest. Tiger JK gonna be the next, maybe, but Yrel also finds her death. That is going to be 2 kills, and the Protector going over to the side of Team Alexander, who are looking very solid in the game number 1. Tiger did manage to save away, chased down by the Mal'Ganis. Not going to be enough to kill him there, but finally does have to step back. This fort is not going to be long for this world, as the Protector is just pushing away at it. Just a little inkling left. They put that hand there to shut everything down, and now the mains have to be cleared out to prevent that fort from going down, but it does just have a teeny tiny bit of health. 335. The team looks to, of course, grab the top lane, which is a little bit more common here. Do finally grab that well. Looking at this top fort, this Protector getting a lot of value here, more value than we typically see. Usually you find maybe a tower, a little bit of damage onto a tower, and then the top towers and the well, but VGM are really struggling into it, and as such, Alexander does manage to grab most of the fort. Does not grab the well here in the middle, actually just ends up damaging the fort before heading back in. Protector did expire, and that's always really rough because when you let the Protector expire, your enemy has gotten the absolute maximum out of that objective that they can. They're able to use the full health bar, and then finally, you know, the time just wears out. So great play by them. However, VGM, they're making their own plays on the map as they do manage to steal away that fortification camp. They find Nacho Jin down here, are able to pick him off. And let's take a look at these stats here while we wait for the teams to kind of come back together. Meanwhile, though, red team is looking to push down this top fort, make it even more difficult for the side of VGM to contest the second Punisher. Have been doing a great job here as, of course, once again, well is gone. Liam rotates up to help out where he can. Maka with the Mercenary Queen is able to just shut this down. Only about 25% of that health is going to be lost. Actually, there's just the black arrows there to subdue the minion wave. The rest of the team is rolling around. XP is the biggest thing right now, so everyone's looking for soak. Everyone's trying to find a little bit of push down in the bottom. This bottom lane getting pushed quite a bit as well. Liam's gonna have to clear it, and now they see it Liam down on the bottom lane. This is a great time to pick up the support camp because best case scenario is 5v4, but with the Divine Seed, Liam is coming in. We may look to see a fight here. Level 13s online for both teams. This would be an even talent. We're gonna see the Scroll of Sealing come out. Liam with the Avenging Wrath jumps down, jumps on the back. Nacho Jin the first to go down. Cattle the only one on the point though, tries to get on top of Hyde, is booped away, trying to hold this down. Carrion Swarm comes out. Tiger JK going to die to the Pyroblast. Is not able to iframe it. Kael'thas, however, traded out by Yrel. Lucio goes down as well. In fact, 4 members of Team Alexander do fall. And it looks like, yeah, the support camp did go over to the side of VGM. So VGM down, but certainly not out, as we'll zoom out to get a closer look at everything happening right now. Support camp was taken. This top well was taken as well. So now it's going to be an even more of an even fight here up in the top lane. Sleep comes out, trying to put as much damage as they can onto Cattle with that negative armor. But Spell is now 1v5. Has to back off. It's only a matter of time before that taunt comes back up. And it looks like Spell is going to bite the dust as well. And this fort looking so rough. Nice place by VGM, who looked a little bit behind in that early game, but now are a level almost 2 Just a level ahead of the members of Team Alexander. Nacho Jen has to get the soak in the bottom, 16-15 as the control point opens up. We'll take a look at these talents here. We can see that Varian has opted for the Banner of Dalaran, and it looks like the Mortal Strike was actually picked up as opposed to that Shield Shatter by the Varian. No Shattering Throw, instead has opted to get rid of that healing on the members, which will help out against Malthael. Will not help. Okay, heal up against the Cassia with the Inner Light. So can definitely see the reasoning behind it, opting to pick up, you know, some of those targets are the ones you want to get on. Mal'Ganis as well is going to really struggle if any of the members jump on top of them. So fortifications camps being picked up left, right, and center here. KT actually going to be the one to step down and get this soak, because he does clear a little bit faster than Malthael. And we are going to see everybody hanging out, rotating around all the maps, looking for picks. We actually do see this top point seated for a moment. Hyde standing on the control point, trying to even it out. 33% to the side of VGM. Everyone's standing around this support. It's going to be Malthael who goes down. Hopefully you caught that in the corner. Quick blow up. That is the prowess of the side of VGM's comp. The taunt is down, so the taunt into the Sylvanas Li Ming burst is quite impressive. Cattle able to jump to his teammates with that Warbringer. Liam and Cattle in the back. Lucio is picked off. Out comes the Pyroblast, but not enough to finish off. Maka up there had a little bit too much health. Is incredibly low, and with no healing fountain, is going to have to rely heavily on these healing pots. Is going to have to rely on those healing globes. Then it's ultimately just deciding to head back to base. Variant doing the same. Support camp is available here now. Urel wishing they could have fun like everybody else, sitting on the point, just going to heal themselves up with that power there. Now we could be looking for the last fight that Team Alexander has before this protector is handed over. All 5 members shaping up to come to the fight. Lucio has finally res. Charge comes down onto Gondar, gives him a little bit of a spookin'. Will be back up for the next one. It looks like Team Alexander not even going to try and contest here. Lucio was too far away, so just going to back up and hand this over. Meanwhile, that heal camp has been picked up by the side of VGM as well, who've been looking fairly solid in this middle game here. See what they're going to do with the protector. Takes a little bit of a licking from the side of Team Alexander. It looks like they're opting for the bottom lane, trying to get a little bit of an advantage for that third control point. Third control point, of course, when you start to look for those keeps and whatnot, as we bump our mouse and take a flying leap all the way over to the other side of the map. Finally, nice job by the side of Team Alexander. They're trying to just zone off this protector, make sure that it can't get as much damage as possible. In fact, 50% already taken down. The heal pulse has to be used as well, but Nacho Jin goes down once again. Liam hanging out in the heal pulse, takes a little bit of pain from that Pyroblast, but nothing he can't handle, just trying to chase him out of the lane. Valkyrie comes down, does not connect. Maka has to get the shield from the protector, and the tower does not fall. Out comes the Sylvanas Wailing Arrow. Immediately this beat has been dropped by Hyde. Liam looking very low there in the back, has to back away. Members of VGM still looking for blood. They want this fort. It's about 33%. Black arrows are back up, so they're going to look to invade in there. There comes the taunt onto Spell. There is the follow-up route. Not going to be enough, though. Liam tries to chase him away. It is enough, though, as Tiger JK finds the kill and is looking for more. Out comes the pulse to push lockdown away from themselves, but they find the fort. They find the 1 for nothing, and now they're going to find this fortification camp. Somebody's going to have to grab it outside of Heavy. There we go. Cattle picks up the turret. Urel back to those off-lane duties. Second turret is going to be grabbed here by, looks like Tiger or Liam are going to have to pick this up, as Maka also has a turret. So this will be a 4-item lead to the side of members of Team VGM, who also have found their level 20s here and are now going to try and look to push and get a little bit more done here. They're looking for this bottom wall. They're going to try and make it as difficult as possible to grab this control point C. Cattle, though, does taste the fury of Kilthos and Cassia, and it looks like Liam is jumping in. Taunt comes out. Goodbye, Gondar. Immediately, that turret has been dropped as the members of VGM are looking for more. Spell tries to get the sleep, is immediately interrupted there. Out comes the beat as Lucio drops the sound barrier, trying to save himself and lockdown. Liam in the back, charging up that heal, able to get away. Stun does not connect on a spell. The taunt sure does, though. Carry on Swarm is interrupted. The turret was not able to be dropped. Healing Pulse does drop as well, and that is going to be the first keep of the game, going over to the side of VGM. Another turret dropped down as it looks like VGM are looking to end here. They find the stun onto KT. The taunt comes out, but it's not necessary. Urel absorbs as she looks to jump onto this core. It's falling relatively quickly. Nacho Jin doing everything they can to try and find somebody here. Tries to go in for the last right. Heal comes out from Heavy, and that is not going to be the end of Maka there. As game number 1 looking like it's going to go over pretty decisively to the side of VGM. They're trying to find Hyde for the 5-man team kill. Not going to be able to do it. Team better be careful or they're going to lose out. But nope, Maka got their eyes on the prize, able to find game number 1. GG. And we'll bring it over here to the score screen a little bit, talk about the stats, and then see where to go from here. Really rough game. It looked like it was really going on the side of Team Alexander's way in the early game, but wasn't enough. They got 3 kills right at the start for that first Protector, and then after that, not a single kill was picked up by the side of Team Alexander. As we can see here, 15-3, 56-52 in terms of mage damage, so fairly close there. And then we'll go ahead and take a look at the talents. So there are the talents there if you would like to take a look. Of course, nothing really out of the ordinary here. Level 20 was not available for the side of Team Alexander. So unfortunate for them. Hopefully they'll be able to bring it back in game number 2. We saw jokes a little bit about Alexander with the 1-game penalty. They have been kind of a rough first game and then really managed to bring it out as we continue on. So see if there's anything super spicy coming out here. We have that Might of the Sargeras, Wingard. Yep, looks very standard. Will of Tichondrius actually coming out for a spell here, trying to get that percent damage onto Varian and Urel, but in the end, just wasn't enough. There was a lot of the front line diving past, trying to find those squishy members, and it worked really well, but then fortunately for Spell, sometimes that squishy member was him, as not having that healing after level 13 made it quite difficult for him. And, you know, once Urel and Varian scale up enough, they can kill you almost all on their own. That coupled with the Li Ming and the Sylvanas just made it really difficult for a Spell to get in there, as he also, you know, likes to dive. Let's take a look here as we'll update game number 1 was picked up by the side of VGM. So we'll update that all, update the score screen, and then move over to see where game number 2 is going to play. There we go, all updated. Music, that should be playing. This should be desktop audio. Should be playing. Let me check that. Oh gosh, I hope that wasn't playing through the whole game. Let's turn that off for now. Thank you for letting me know. That sometimes just appears randomly. I don't know why my OBS decides to randomly hate me sometimes, and there are things that are used for other channels or other casts, and then it's like, surprise, the things you turned off are going to be turned on for now. So unlucky there. Come on, guys. Pick them out. Let's go. Bring it back to myself for just waiting. Game number 2 in our best of 3 series. Again, VGM versus Team Alexander. This is the bottom bracket of Storm Division. So, if you are looking to see who is going to take on Team Exodia, who did finish up in the upper bracket, they did best Chili Mountain, who is down here, and now fun thing is, Chili Mountain has been the boogeyman of Team Alexander. Team Alexander, of course, was projected to win this cup hands down, easy peasy. But Chili Mountain really stepped up and been dominating early on. In fact, the only folks they've lost to recently, like I said, Team Exodia, they have really just been kind of hit or miss, I feel. Thank you very much, O'Malley Music, for the 500 biddies, the popper biddies. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate it. All right, looks like we have a map now, so I can tell you where we're going. Game number 2 is going to be played on Battlefield of Eternity, and it looks like once again this was picked by the side of VGM. So this is a little bit different play from VGM here, and from both teams actually. A lot more single target damage heroes are going to be picked up here, and when it comes to Battlefield of Eternity, it really comes down to how you want to play. I'm going to go ahead and let them know that I am ready while we wait for everybody to get settled and going on. So, the way that the map is played, again, kind of just, there are 2 ways you can play. You can play for extreme race or the team fight and then the race. And of course, the big difference is the race team comps we are seeing less and less of is somebody like Vala, Greymane, Lunar, even though we've seen less of her. Those heroes that can really chunk down the Immortal with the single target damage. And then looking to try and get ahead via that and push on that way. Other thing you can play is, like I said, the team fight comp. That's where you go for heroes who don't necessarily race as fast. Your Sylvanas, your Tychuses, your Tracers, those kinds of heroes. And you look to find picks and try to find an advantage on the team. Usually if they go heavy race, we'll see a lot of folks go the team fight, as Garros is going to be banned out once again. And Sukhov immediately following the respect ban onto Hyde. On, of course, the Team Alexander standards here, as they do not want to play these heroes. These heroes are hard to adore or hard to avoid when you are on that 400 ping. So, makes sense for them to get out of here. Once again, bans haven't changed at all and likely won't. Chromie taken out. The one hero who still has like a 60% win rate and has not been changed. Thanks, Blizzard. Gondar going for that Cassia one more time. We'll see if the members of VGM, they're going to go for Raynor this time. Okay, so I was going to ask if they adhere to the, if it's not broken, don't fix it, and go for the same comp until something is banned away or something is taken away there. But it looks like they're opting for a little bit more race this time, as Maka picks up that Raynor. Once again, though, Tiger JK on the Li Ming did very well with the Li Ming, so makes sense to get rid of her. Moving forward, we are going to see the side of Team Alexander. They're going to offer the Blaze Johanna. That's a lot of beef. A big old beefy front line here from the side of Team Alexander. Looking to shut down the Raynor and the Li Ming to an extent with that shield glare. And then, of course, Blaze offers a lot of protection with the bunker. Offers a second stun to follow up Johanna or engage. You know, we could also see combustion as well. The damage has been shown from the side of VGM, and A little bit of front-loaded as Junkrat once again banned away. Little bit overtime, as is typically standard. And Liam Giral has been taken out. What else do you play, Liam? Would like to point out that so far in both these games, Gazlo and D.Va have been ignored. Neither one of the pro teams looking to pick up either of these heroes. We'll see. Does VGM opt for it in game number 2? We have seen a lot of Gazlo on Battlefield of Eternity. Otherwise, you know, maybe they pick up the D.Va, still a pretty good hero. It's a sometimes pick now, and there it is with the Brightwing as well by Heavy. Brightwing, one of those heroes who everyone was like, LOL, what a meme hero. You know, you pick Brightwing if you're bad. Only Silver Scrubs play Brightwing. And now, you know, thanks to BBJ and some other players, Valimar as well, showing the power of Brightwing, the ability to be anywhere on the map. We are seeing her picked up a lot more. In fact, like the number 2 hero, like Stukov and Brightwing are at the top of the game right now. And when another hero who is up there, gonna be picked up for Hyde and Lockdown on that infamous Hanzo. Gets the job done. This is, you know, your simple geometry completed at 2.5 minutes type of Hanzo. Gonna be a really tough matchup here. As Cattle once again looks to hold out his tank until the last second. What are we gonna see here? And it looks like Diablo. I like that. I think that's a really solid pickup there. The great thing about the meta right now is there are so many strong heroes. It's kind of like, what do you not want to play against? There isn't really anybody, except for maybe Chromie, who's like, we have to ban this right out the gate or we just lose. So a lot of these strong picks getting through here as we hop in for game number 2 in our best of 5 series. Gonna bring it back to myself while we wait to load in. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful evening. I know I've said it like 100 times, but I really mean it. Hope everything has been wonderful for you folks. If you're enjoying yourselves, don't forget to !caster, see what I am up to when I'm not on the NGS channel. Also, !Patreon and !Matcherino will lead you to the NGS website where you can support them. And then, of course, to the place you can support the players respectively. So if you'd like to help out the series that puts us all on for everybody, that makes it so we can play, who has been helping HOTS even when Blizzard doesn't want to, please consider checking them out. And if you really appreciate the heroes, you appreciate what the players are doing, then Matcherino, those prize pools do go to the players. And unlike some of the other tournaments that have been playing, 100% of the Matcherino goes to the players. So you don't have to worry about advertising, caster fees, tournament fees. Every single dollar that you donate goes to those players. Not 60%, not 40%, 100%. As we hop in to this game here already. Scatter arrows flying out the gate. Solo laners go to their solo laners. 4-man looking to fight down here in the bottom. Li Meng level 1 talent. A little bit different this time, as we are going to see that power hungry. Getting those orbs to get the mana regen, and then of course the extra spell power. Throw push on to Spell there. Out comes the beautiful root onto Maka. He gets quite low, has to activate that adrenaline rush. Spell had to burn the Iron Skin as well, so 2 roughly 30-second cooldowns have been burned on both sides here. Taps have been had less than a minute into the game. Up in the top lane, again, the coolest and most attractive players in the game. They soak lanes, give up the screen time so we can have the XP. Big shouts to Nacho, Jen, and Liam. Of course, down here in the bottom, though, is where all the action is happening. Johanna looking for a wraparound, but Cattle's no too wise to that. He notices Johanna is missing. Out comes the Poly. Out comes lots of damage. Big condemn, though. A 4-man condemn. Iron Skin has to be burned once again. Anduin will have to heal up. D.Va comes down. Blaze comes down. Out comes the Leap of Faith. Stuck onto D.Va. Has to burn the medallion right out the gate there as the root connects. Mech does not go down. Nobody dying yet, but simple geometry. There it is. 9 out of 20 stacks completed at 1.5 minutes. There's a reason Nacho or Lockdown is known for this hero. Lockdown absolutely chunks with the Hanzo, and he chunks with the Hanzo on Battlefield of Eternity. Almost kind of insulting if they let him get it, as another 3 stacks are picked up. Should have this done relatively quickly here, as it looks like Both off lanes have returned to the top to grab that XP, and now the members of Team Alexander are pushing in. They know they've chunked out Diablo a little bit. Brightwing will have to heal them up very slowly, and as such, the members of the red team have started on this camp. Drop the Sonic Arrow to make sure they always have an eye on Cattle's spell. Jukin and Jiven trying to make sure they're not near a wall, but still able to help out with their amazing wave clear, and that camp is taken. Off lane to have race over to start on this bruiser camp. Maka looking to help Liam here as well. Brightwing comes, but has to back off to help the team as Nacho Jin rotates down. And it looks like we're going to see an invade coming out here from the side of Team Alexander. Not going to be fast enough. The oil comes out to check and see where everyone is. Gondar takes a chunk from a full force orb. They're going for the triumvirate for Li Ming once again. We'll have some more of those orbs. As you can see, as Gondar eats another one to the back of the skull. Half the health gone. Did have to stop to mount up, so we'll lose that armor momentarily, and that's when Tiger JK strikes. Are going to see Brightwing have to burn that unstoppable. Is it going to be enough? Liam tries to block out with 67 health. Heavy manages to escape. Cattle gets stunned. Big heal coming out from Brightwing as they are able to hit the center of that dream shot, and nobody going down quite yet. Meanwhile, both teams have set their best racer to get a start on this. We are going to see VGM get ahead. Tiger takes a safe hearth back and ends up having to cancel it. Cattle looking very, very low. Fen comes out from Gondar, is thrown back into the Diva mech. Goodbye, Cassia. It's Gondar eats mech to the face, is Master exploded, and this should be the objective going over to the side of VGM. They race down fairly quickly, get a nice healthy 50% shield on it. Johanna tries to interrupt with the shield glare, not going to be enough. Great interrupt from Cattle, and everybody looking to claim these globes. Alexander can't even look to fight over the globes. They're having a really tough time here, as level 7 is still quite far away from them. Meanwhile, only half a level stands between VGM and that juicy talent. We're going to see them look to push here. Joanna had to hearth back, and it looks like even Liam is coming to help with this top lane push, trying to get an early advantage on this game. Good polymorph from Heavy there. Johanna has to back up, burns the Iron Skin. Stuns come out. Immortal destroys that first set of towers. Nice knockback from Liam. Unfortunately, not enough of a stun to keep lockdown in that point. Level 7 achieved very first for a VGM, as we suspected. Fort gets low, does not go down quite yet. VGM still very healthy though, could look to contest this top camp, as it is in the eyes of both teams right now. In fact, everyone throwing spells, looking for the flank, looking to chunk out. And it is Alexander who starts on this first. Gondar, just a magnet for these orbs, takes another little chunk. Level 7 picked up for both the teams. It is going to be full scatter arrow going out for Hanzo here with a never out match. Top camp is picked up as the members of VGM don't look to commit to it too hard. They know the point control of the side of Team Alexander is quite strong. Out comes the Iron Skin, loses a little bit of health there for having to back out. The members of VGM should be able to clear this easily enough. Meanwhile, in the bottom, Liam just getting bullied by Lockdown there. How they finished that? Of course they finished that level 1 simple geometry already. It's 6 minutes into the game. So, with Liam being so low, actually having to hearth all the way back to base, bottom camp will be picked up, and the whole half-level lead that members of VGM did have is already gone, as a couple camps have been picked up, some minions have been soaked, and Team Alexander are back in this game. They saw that fort available, so won't have the intermittent catapults coming in to deal with them. Liam, big clear on their hands, is going to ask for the help of their friends, try and get this all cleared away. Meanwhile, camps are just on top of it for the side of Team Alexander. Look to grab this top camp here. Will they look to hold it? 3 seconds on that Immortal, and it looks like they should just cap it before the objective starts. Diva and Blaze duking it out up here in the top lane. And Diablo, no big stun. There we go, spoke too soon, get the rotate. Immediately the Leap of Faith comes out though, saving Lockdown's life. And big damage coming out from Cattle here. Has opted for not the typical auto attack build that we see, maybe in part due to the Johanna who has opted for the Blessed Momentum, getting back that blind even quicker here. Gone for a little bit different build. Gets the slow onto Diablo. Is pushed away. Out comes the stun to follow up. Oil to slow him down as well, as the offensive is no longer as easy for the side of VGM. Cattle taking quite the beating though, but that level 1, getting the 2% of their health, 12% every time they get a stun, is paying dividends there. Spell in the background quite low to get a fully Ming combo. Does manage to avoid the second one. And once again, this is going to be an Immortal race going over to the side of VGM, who managed to also get this camp started as they wait for the Immortal. You can see only Diablo going for the globes and deciding the camp is more worth it. Going to push the bottom lane with the Immortal. So a big pressure coming here onto the side of Team Alexander. They're really going to have to play smart to get around this.
The wickedness of hell dwindles before me.
Thick health Immortal. Big shield coming out. Micro missiles online. As level 10 has been picked up by both teams. Oh no, the arrow, it's NA as Dragon Arrow comes out. Does not connect onto anybody there. Johanna is caught out by Diablo. Lightning Breath for Cattle, who manages to pick her off. Complements the Fire Stomp build quite well. And it is going to be the Immortal looking to push on forward. Shield has been taken away. Stun, not quite what Cattle wanted. So is not able to connect here. Hyperion comes out to chase folks away even further. Have to see if Cassia goes down. I was going to see maybe they can grab somebody with the Valkyrie, but a dead Cassia means no Valkyrie to try and pull somebody in. And now it's just Cattle going to try and get away. Blessed Shield still available if they want to try and lock him down. Haven't used it quite yet. Repulsion coming out from Li Ming. There's the Blessed Shield, and Cattle is going to have to say goodbye to his friends. Light Bomb comes down just to secure the kill, and that is going to be the 1-for-1 going over to the teams. VGM is still a level ahead without a tank. This is going to be bottom camp going over to the side of Team Alexander. Meanwhile, though, D.Va was able to get that top fort, is looking to grab this well, and with the new changes, once you get that shield down, well, is no match for this world. Diablo back thanks to the soul. It's going to be significantly less powerful, but still able to come in and do some damage here. Meanwhile, you know, Alexander doing pretty good. Able to chunk away, chunking in onto that fort. They get about 25% before they have to head back. Look to get some other stuff done. Liam is going to be the point of contention, but he manages to boost away. While that was happening up in the top, VGM able to grab this top camp and camps the next speed. The big thing here is we wait for the Immortals. Nothing available on the map, and teams being, well, there's 13 now. I was going to say 12-12 as 13 is picked up. Are just going to see both of them kind of take a break from fighting, wait for these camps to come up. A minute and a half on the Bruiser camp. 16 seconds for the Alexander Bruiser camp. See if Team Alexander can get much done. They're going to look to push up in the top lane. They need to find level 13 before this Immortal, or it could be GG depending on how the fight goes. Has really been in favor of the side of VGM the entire game. So we'll see if maybe members can't turn it around later. Are going to see the Immortal hit the 50% mark. Thank you very much for the follow, Gorky. I appreciate it very much. Gonna see a little bit of a race come out here. And it's actually defensive from the side of Team VGM. Alexander doing the same. Right wing hanging out up in the top. Maybe looking to grab some soak up here. Right wing will try to push out this camp, actually is what it looks like. Fallen Shaman, of course. Meanwhile, fight coming in, they know that Right wing can teleport in at any point. Linehouse, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome, members of Linehouse's stream. I hope you guys had a wonderful time. I hope you had a game. I hope the Nexus cats aren't out of the series just yet. Great unstoppable by Cattle. D.Va Bomb comes in. They try to hold Nacho Jin in, who actually manages to sidestep the leap of faith. Getting out at the last possible second. Now Spell looking to harass Raynor even further as Team Alexander looks to push in on this Immortal. Are they going to be able to do it? Out comes a Scatter Arrow, doing a little bit more chunk damage here as this healer for the side of VGM still not readily available. Spell tries to find their way on. Stun comes out onto Raynor. Nobody able to get in. Finally, Heavy makes his way down. Gondar hides behind there. Immortal trying to get safe behind the stun. Big stun coming out onto Lockdown. Not able to use the natural agility fast enough as Raynor takes him out. Big stun hide onto that Diablo there. In the end, it looks like the members of Team Alexander are just going to back away. Tiger JK chasing down Hyde. He tries to get the shield, but it's not enough. That is going to be 3 members going down. Raynor here to finish up this Immortal. Meanwhile, the 4-man looking for blood. Find this keep. Liam dashing out of the help of the keep there. There comes the blink heal, trying to keep everybody nice and safe. Nitrogen tries to find the stun and may have found their doom. They are polymorph, activate the combustion, trying to get the armor to stay alive. That is going to be Blaze taken out. Immortal hasn't picked up, but is going to go top. Looks like we're going to be put in kind of a checkmate situation here. Hanzo cleared out as well. Spell cleared out as well. That's a very healthy Immortal for just Gondar and Hyde to defend. Any more of them go down, it'll surely be GG. Not 100% sure it isn't right now. Stun comes out once again. Keep very low. Immortal not even tickled yet. Will be held up momentarily by the Immortal, or by the minions. There goes Gondar. We might be looking at the beginning of the end, folks. Cattle very low. Nacho Jin is back, able to push them away. There's the keep wall taken down. Immortal, so much health still. Cassia not down for another 19 seconds, and none of these heroes race extremely well, aside Hanzo. Hyperion coming down, Spell trying to clear out some of the minions, but it is a very rough time. Stuns come down, everyone has to scatter. Diva Bomb to add insult to injury. Members have to be chased away. Both keeps are taken down, and maybe not the end yet, but looking pretty close. VGM knows they can't get much more with this Immortal. Immortal going to be chewed down by Hanzo, and they look to retreat here. 17 to 15 in favor of VGM here. Been a rough game for the side of Team Alexander. You can see up in the top there, and we'll take a look at the stats. 10 to 1 in favor of VGM. Top camp has been picked up by the side of our blue friends. Gonna wait to hold on to that until they see folks in lane. As you can see, Liam slides over it, but doesn't actually pick it up quite yet. Finally opting to do so as the champ is looking to be invaded. And we're baby Diva right now, not even Diva in the mech here. In the bottom lane, of course. Meanwhile, camp is also being picked up as the members of VGM are just running Alexander around the board. Haven't even picked up the fort yet. However, looking to finally do so now. First fort that Alexander can pick up 15 minutes into the game. They find Diva here. Get the interrupt. Get the Valkyrie. Goodbye, Liam was playing with fire and ended up getting burned. Tried to come in for the 1v5. You're only 2 levels up, my friend. And that does end up being Diva paying with their life. Great use of the Dragon Arrow by Hanzo there. Does interrupt getting into the mech. Now maybe you'll think twice before trying a 1v5. I mean, these are still Korean professionals. Did quite a bit of good work, you know. Some of them even winning something, you know, little tiny tournament called BlizzCon 2018. So, you know, still pretty good to play against. So you are going to see immediately the clear coming out from the side of Team Alexander, who just managed to erase most of that camp. We do see one little Hellhound scurrying along after the minions here. Big race coming out. And this time, the members of VGM are having a little bit of trouble trying to get back in to chunk this away. We can see members of Alexander are actually going to hit halftime first as the late game presses on. Level 16 picked up from the side of Team Alexander. Leap of Faith does have to come out. There's the Dragon Arrow, but nobody is around to follow up on it. He's more like a Tyrande Owl at that point, scouting, seeing where everybody was. Another 60 seconds before Hanzo is able to pop that again. However, it is going to be Team Alexander looking to defend around here, while members of VGM do much the same. Gondar is stunned. Li Ming combo a bit too slow there, though. Cattle in rough trouble. Out comes the Blessed Shield, out comes the Light Bomb, out comes the Valkyrie. All the ultimates are used so very low. Brightwing gonna be the first to fall. Cattle surrounded by that bunkers, trying to get out. Good stun onto 2 members. Maka drops Hyperion, but it's not going to be enough to get out. Liam tries to find a pick onto those backline heroes, but Lockdown jumping aggressively with the natural agility does not find Liam. And oh, mouse, please stop. I apologize, everybody. We get a little froggy as 3 members are picked off there for the side of Team Alexander. D.Va making her way back after that unlucky pick there, and this is going to be the first Immortal going over to the side of Team Alexander, see what they can do with it. It's level 20. Still closer for the side of VGM, but going to be a little bit, not nearly as behind as they were. For the side of Team Alexander, they're going to look to try and take this fort as the minions are pushed away back up. Don't need to take any unnecessarily damage as 1 punch from this Immortal. Yep, there it is. Should finish off the fort. Now the keep is in big trouble, and this time it's VGM's turn to defend. Going to be difficult for them as their team is more easily utilized when on the offensive here. It's gonna have to chunk away with Li Ming, throw in some Rainer autos, and Diablo has to just kind of sit back. Going out at this point could prove devastating. Keep 50% health there. Mortal does lose the shield, still looking very healthy, and that is going to be the second keep of the game, or third keep of the game going down, this time in favor of Team Alexander here. Spin comes out, does not connect onto Maka, and same thing from Team Alexander. They know they can't get much else with this Immortal, so just going to back up. Camp is available now, and just in time. Team Alexander picks it up. Top camp, the only thing left to grab on the board here. We'll see if there is going to be a fight over it. Level 20 is online for the side of VGM, and as you can see, it is going to be that Invisible Friends picked up by Brightwing, looking for anything out of the ordinary. Rainer has opted for the weak spot acquired. Enemy heroes that are the primary target have their armor reduced by 25% for 2 seconds. So getting a little bit more damage in for that first comp as opposed to the Executioner. Just trying to shut somebody down as fast as they can with those triple autos. Meanwhile, up in the top, level 20 has also been picked up by the side of Team Alexander, who have finally tied up that level deficit. Going to look to grab their own siege camp here. And we'll see if the members of VGM are going to try and contest it, but it looks like instead it's just going to wait for their own, which has respawn race for both of these objectives right now. In fact, the only thing right now on the map is that that bruiser camp from the side of VGM. So, will the members of Alexander try to take it? It looks like no. They're going to opt to try and push instead. Everyone knows no reason to fight, but why not? Has been cleared out. A little bit of stray damage. Finds Cattle. Light Bomb goes down. Valkyrie not going to be quite the same as out comes the expulsion from Li Ming, saving the day. Spell gets a little bit of a tickle as well, going to have to step back. Immortals despawn in 2 seconds. Chase comes out, stun onto Nacho Jim, but is caught in the Immortal. Remember, that is like a 6th player there. Out comes the Lightning Breath from Diablo. Did not opt for the upgrade, went for the Hellgate instead. Does use it. Another Leap of Faith comes out as the Gleam of Faith was acquired at level 20. Out comes the Invisible Friends. Liam quite low. We're going to see a push coming on for the side of VGM. Halftime show has been acquired. VGM have to head back a little bit. Liam does lose that passive healing from no longer being invisible, but not too chuffed about it. Stun comes out. Nobody has been found yet. Blaze uses both hands of oil for that pickup. Out comes the D.Va bomb. Everyone has to scatter. Cassia tries to find the D.Va, but not going to be able to do so over the wall. Polly comes out onto Spell. Gondar very low. Dragon Arrow sent all the way to Narnia. Does not connect on the team fight there. Gondar trying to body block away. Cattle not going to be able to do so. Has to get the chase. They do have that armor penetration. Martial law, actually, so that is the percentage damage coming out from Gondar. You can see Cattle kind of just chunking down Lockdown showing why he's so feared on this hero. Big damage coming out. Spell with just peanuts for health. Manages to get out, and Cassia is going to be the first to fall in the top lane here. Out comes that Hellgate from Diablo. Nacho Jin very low, going to fall down as well. There are catapults on the core as this fight is happening, and nobody is able to leave. Lockdown very low, Spell very low. Out comes the kill onto Johanna. This should be game number 2 as Anduin is picked off, Johanna is picked off, nobody there to defend, and Winions get the game. Game number 2 going over to the side of Team VGM. Alexander showed signs of life as we will take it over to our match summary here. Showed signs of life in the early stages. Showed him in the late stages, but in the end, did not end up finding. Are there any series after this one? No, I apologize. This is going to be the only series that we are playing for the evening. We still do have another game left to play, at least a minimum of one, to see if Team Alexander is out for the season or if they are going to be able to bring it back. Again, in the late game, we saw some really solid plays from Team Alexander. They got that pick onto Leon, which kind of spiraled out of control. But unfortunately for them, it was just too little, too late, as there were so many minions consistently pushing. And Team VGM, they knew they just had to hold. They didn't even need to win the team fight. That was, of course, an added bonus that went down. But in the end, they just had to hold out for the camp and the minions to get up in the top. We're able to do so, and as such, we're rewarded with a shiny victory. Here are the talents if you would like to take a look at those. Greeting from Arg. Is that Argentina? Forgive me, I'm not up to date on my regions. So if I am, yay, good for me. If not, I definitely have to brush up on my region acronyms. So let's head over to our map selection screen where we will be able to update everything. Team VGM up 2-0 in this best of 5 series. Update that. Boop. And then, of course, update the score. So we are 2-0. So we're waiting for game number 3. I hope you guys are entertained, and I think, you know, a lot of us were expecting this to go a different way. Team Alexander has looking a little bit rattled in the last couple of weeks. They actually, of course, losing twice to Chilling Mountain, bringing them down to this bottom bracket where they have to fight for their lives. Korean players, of course, usually at the top of the game. Not going to be the case this evening, as next game could potentially be the last for the side of Alexander here. Of course, many of these players have a lot going on. In fact, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of our 10 players are in that other tournament, so they're kind of having to split their time between both the teams. Maybe a little less practice getting in that the teams would like. So is making it quite difficult. Their map has been linked, so I'm going to bring it back. I'm actually not going to bring it back to myself because you can't see the game, as we're going to update game number 3, potentially the last game of the evening, folks. We're going to go to where all good matches go. When it's pushed time to the limit, we're going to Towers of Doom. As I hit the wrong button, there we go. Was picked up by the side of Team VGM once again, so we'll update that there. I love this. I love Towers of Doom. It's my absolute favorite map. I love the way that it's played. I love the comeback mechanics. We'll bring it back over here because the second I always show my face, the teams decide they're ready to go, and then, you know, I have to lead you through the stinger again for no reason at all. But I get really excited. Towers of Doom, I mean, Last game we saw Korea come back in the end there. Team Alexander, they found the pick. They were like, all right, it's time to do this. They got the Immortal. They took a keep. It was looking solid for them. Then, unfortunately, it was just a little bit too late for them as the minions were already pushing on, push past the keeps. Those had been knocked down. That's not the case here. The case here is as long as you have a chair and 1 point left on the core, you are still able to fight. And I have been in a situation before where one team had 1 point left, one team had 40 left, and the team with 1 point actually came out and started winning. Is really, really difficult, but can, of course, be done. Unfortunately, I was actually part of the team that threw the game really hard. But, yeah. Stranger things have happened as we're waiting for 2 more members of the side of VGM to get in. I'm going to let them know that I am ready. And then we'll get into what I always call the best map in the series, Towers of Doom. Just a reminder, everybody, as I do see that Nightbot, if you aren't enjoying what you see, ! casters in chat will bring you to where you can see what I am doing when I am not here on the NGS channel. We play a lot of World of Warcraft, play a lot of Heroes in the Storm, have been playing some more fun games like Among Us. We did play some Slay the Spire the other day. So depending on how we are feeling, we do play a couple of different games and lots of Blizzard games as well. We're doing an A to Z challenge currently, which is also available on YouTube, and you can find all the information there. But of course, ! Casters. If you like the series, you think that NGS has done a fantastic job with the Storm Division, then you can ! Or Patreon in chat to learn how you can help NGS for as little as $1 a month. Of course, if that's not your thing and you're really all about the players, then ! Matcherino in chat will go to your Matcherino where you can give a little bit of extra money to the players. As far as I remember, last time we were sitting at about $1,500. I was hoping that maybe we can get it to $2,000 before the end of the season, because unlike some of the other tournaments that are going on, like I said, 100% of that money does go to the player. So every single dollar you give is going to that prize pool, which will be divided up amongst the players. So you don't have to worry about anybody who, wants to pay for tournament costs, paying for staff, anything like that. Every single penny goes to those players. Again, that's ! Matcherino if you want to help out. We do have all of our players in the bank right now. Are we ready to go? Game number 3, best of 5. Are we going to see the reverse sweep? And in fact, if there's a mod in chat who can do it and would be kind enough to do so, as the players are hitting R, could we get a poll going? Are we going to see the reverse sweep from Team Alexander, yes or no? If not, then I don't know. Just, tell me yes or no if you think they are. But if a mod could get a poll started, that would be really cool. It looks like we're just waiting for VGM to confirm that they are ready, and then we'll hop in for the game. I'm really excited. I think Alexander is going to bring it back. If you ask me, I think, yes, we will go to a game number 4 and potentially even a game number 5. We have seen many times where Team Alexander have been down, and then they kind of just, out of nowhere, pull it together. There are a couple of games where they're like, all right, guys, just have fun. We'll bring it back. That's fine. And they have some fun. They play the game, maybe Nitrogen overextends a little bit, and they have to reel him back in. And then they immediately come for that reverse sweep. So I believe it can happen. If we get the game going, then we should, definitely see. So any minute here now. All 3 teams have said both teams in the caster have said they're ready. So there we are. Towers of Doom. The lower FJ says, yes, we are going to go do a reverse sweep, and that's what I love to see. Let's hop over to the actual channel. Are we going to see it? Maybe. I think they're just now catching up to my messages. So hopefully we get the poll. If not, again, then just, let me know if you think the reverse sweep is nigh or if this is the end of the line for Alexander. keeping with the same bands, we're just going to go ahead and get rid of Stukov, get rid of Garros. I'm assuming this is going to be an Ana ban, as we don't typically get to see much of Team Alexander playing any Ana just because the ping is so high. It's really hard to avoid her. It's really hard to shoot with her. So, not going to play it. And there it is, Ana ban coming out. Is this Chromie? Now, a question. I'm curious if the Chromie is just that good. I know that I have seen Team Alexander play the Chromie beforehand, but the windup before her abilities is so long. Is it necessary versus Team Alexander? As once again, Cassia is picked up firsthand by Gondar here. Cassia, so strong, is that snap pick first hero that we have been seeing Alexander left to play. Thank you, Goliath. I really appreciate that. You guys can go ahead and vote on that poll right now here. Oh yeah, you know, is it worth to pick the Chromie, as we're gonna see Heavy pick up Brightwing once again and Maka on that Sylvanas. I feel like, you know, maybe they have to, because sometimes it's just really unfortunate for Team Alexander is you can kind of exploit the ping of your opponent, and some of the other teams as well. Any of them who have that European player, you know, some people who are playing on potatoes who have to play on East when they're West Coast, or vice versa, as we are going to see the Malthael and the Diablo come out this time round for Spell, opting to be on that aggressive Dibbles himself. All right, what are we gonna have to do? Junkrat gonna be banned out once again. All these bans keeping the same. Don't want to stray from the norm here. See if the same thing is gonna come out for Team Alexander. It looks like this time, no. The Diva was a little too hot to handle, so they're gonna get rid of it. Which begs the question, it has been ignored all night, but maybe our meme prayers will be answered. Do we see the Gaz Lord?
Hell, it's about damn time.
Tychus is going to pick up. All right, so far in our poll, which of course you can click that link to head over there, is Varian is going to be locked in for Cattle one more time. 5 votes so far. We have an 80%. Are we going to get a reverse sweep? Yes. Only 1 vote so far saying that no, we won't have a reverse sweep. It's going to be kind of difficult, though, as, you know, Tiger JK on that Tychus. Diablo and Tychus can feel kind of rough because Tychus already, with the short range, doesn't want to step up too far. When the Diablo goes in, you can just press that minigun and try and burst him down. But we're going to see the Li Ming and the Karazim come out from Alexander, and this is a much more Team Alexander comp. This is a very aggressive comp coming out from them. So, is the aggression going to change it here? Do we see game number 4 based off of this comp here, or has it just been too much? Is Team Alexander's reign finally coming to an end, as the Haka is going to be the pickup here from VGM? Now, this is really interesting. We have Liam on the Dahaka, but the biggest thing about Dahaka is he does not double soak particularly well, which is critical versus anyone on Towers of Doom, especially Malthael, because if there's one thing Malthael does well, it's clean those lanes incredibly fast. So, a lot of my solo lane friends have said, when you pick up Malthael, you're saying one thing. You're saying, I want to clean these lanes fast, and I want to rotate. And then, of course, last rights, I want to kill you when you're sub 40% health. But this is an interesting play for me. I don't know if Zahaka was necessarily right, because nobody else really cleans lanes fast on the side of VGM here. So a lot of really low wave clear for VGM, and this is potentially their undoing. we hop into game number 3. Potentially the last game of the evening. As soon as we read off the teams, we'll check that poll as we head in. Team Alexander over here on the right-hand side with Hyde on that Karazim spell is going to be your Diablo. Lockdown on the Li Ming, Gondar on that Cassia, and Nacho Jin on the Malthael. Over here on the left-hand side, it is VGM Gaming with Maka on the Sylvanas, Cattle on the Varian, Tiger JK is your Tychus, Liam on the Jihaka, and of course, Heavy on the Brightwing. Immediately, the biggest thing right now is going to be that wave clear. Get the soak, move on. As you can see, everybody grabs that soak, is going to head down. Malthael already chunking out the wave here. Headed top, was able to move through. We are going to see that on a pale horse. So that's an additional 20% movement speed while mounted. Dahaka hasn't even headed to this wave yet, or hasn't even cleared this wave yet. He finally gets one minion out before having to head down. Malthael was ganked, though. They anticipated the rotation, and so Nacho Jin is going to miss that wave of the soak. Luckily, the team anticipates it. When they see it, nobody is bottom, and is able to step it up here. Camps are available. We're going to see Hyde try to get the interrupt here. There's the stun, the reverse gank coming out. Gondar throwing down on the area, and they know he's not quite strong yet. Has to get away. Heavy comes in. Is this going to be the end of Heavy, though, as they turn their chances onto him? There's something that Brightwing can do to get away, and that is going to be the exchange 1-for-1, and now the camp picked up in favor of Team Alexander. And I think that's the perfect time to check how our poll is going. So, we do have a 57 to 43%. Yes, this is going to be a reverse sweep coming in. And with an explosive early game from Team Alexander, I definitely think so. We did see the sappers get in. The side wall and one turret have been destroyed. Now Alexander is going to look to grab their own sappers as well and push those in. Heavy is back. Are going to see Sylvanas hanging around, trying to find Nacho Jin, unable to do so. And this is what I'm talking about. It's quite difficult for Dahaka to clear. So Varian has to go middle to try and get that soak. And the members of Team Alexander are just kind of running VGM around the map at this point. Level 4 picked up for both teams here. We have the taunt coming out onto Diablo. Loses a lot of health thanks to that Tychus percent damage, but of course there's no wall there, no stun onto Cattle. Tank and DPS do get a little bit low, and that is going to be Malthael killed once again up in the top lane. Excuse the T-tours for everybody, as another successful gank coming out from Maka. Are going to see a stun come down here onto Liam, who has rotated down, tries to find Gondar, then Soppo comes out to make sure Cattle can't taunt him. Polly on to Hyde there, getting quite low. Diablo in the back has to be left, the sacrificial lamb, as the Lord of Terror falls down. This is still looking pretty solid as VGM finds their footing in before these 3 altars. With no tank coming out, we are going to see just the gentleman's agreement up in the top. Taunt comes out onto Gondar, unable to get away. Don't have a dash like Karazim. Variant very low on mana, but is just going to be another kill in favor of side of VGM. We can see here, take a look at the stats, 4-1 in favor of VGM. And this has kind of just been the play, as once again, chunking coming out. Liam Tongue Day. Very bad day. Poor Nacho Jin. Everybody looking to just kind of grab this soak. And you can see Maka on this Sylvanas has really made an impact here as Nacho Jin comes to the middle and everybody rotates with him as well. They don't want to leave Nacho Jin alone for too long, especially in the middle of the lane where you can see Dahaka has just kind of been freezing it, forcing Nacho Jin to step out. We are going to see a fight come out here. Liam able to get in much quicker. Spell trying to stay up alive. Gun not going to be able to do so. However, Sylvanas goes down, Karazim goes down, and VGM manages to retain control over this camp here. Gondar chasing down Tiger. They're looking to get him, but Gondar's all by himself. Can he take Tiger down with him? He cannot. 94 health is going to be Cassia falling down. Camp has been taken, and now VGM can look to step onto this as well. Li Ming gonna sniff it out, but looks like nobody actually going to step up and grab here. Gonna look to try and push this in instead. Lockdown Optimus try and clear this out. Spell is back. We do have a very aggressive Kerosene coming out here. Finally have that blinding speed, so gets the extra Radiant Dash. Will help him stay alive and duck and dive throughout these team fights. One altar available. Does Tahaka have that rotation back up yet? Or is he going to have to just kind of rotate later on? We do have Nacho Jin here in the middle lane trying to get the level 10 for the team as it is encroaching fast for VGM. Back spell is going to try and grab this, and great zoning here. Has to interrupt. Cattle does get the interrupt there. Going to try and find the taunt, unable to do so. But finally, Team Alexander able to grab this before level 10 is picked up. Liam comes down, but maybe too little too late. The team looks to try and disengage. It is going to be Spell paying with his life. They have that silence coming out. Diablo does fall level 10. Those heroic abilities just too strong. Liam chases down the rest of the team. And as such, the Lord of Terror once again biting the dust. Take a look here. It is poor Diablo. 3 deaths, having a really difficult day. Being just bullied by the side of VGM Gaming here. Sappers make their way in. Why isn't that Sapper running into the wall? We can see VGM pinging, wondering what's going on. But hey, you know, it works out for them. That's a Sapper directly into that, going directly into the fort, making it even harder for Alexander to find footing here. Great use by Maka of that wave. Does not get picked off there by Diablo. Taunt comes out onto Kerosene, maybe the wrong target. Out comes the Valkyrie, does find Tiger JK. Medallion used by Brightwing there, not necessary, but of course very, very close. Are going to see Spell try and find Cattle, unable to do so, has to back away. Malthael tries to rotate down for the fight, is not going to do so. Sylph getting started on these Sappers here. He does have that Mercenary Queen, so as long as Sylvanas is with him, that is a big, thick chunkin coming out there. Level 10 picked up for both teams. Out comes the stun from Diablo. Did opt for that Lightning Breath as well. Taunt comes out, interrupting the Lightning Breath before it can be popped. Finally is used. Tries to zone everyone away, but of course makes it a sitting duck for Tiger JK. Has to use a disengage with that wall bang. Not going to be able to do so. Cattle very low. Gondar even lower. Going to be the first to fall. Lots of folks going down. Cattle has opted for that shield wall this time round, and 3 members of Team Alexander make it 4. Make it maybe 5. Tongue does not connect. But Liam is a chasing. He uses this Dark Swarm to get away. There is the Polymorph, and that is a 5-man team wipe going over to the side of VGM, who are looking absolutely devastating in this series. Going to see both altars picked up before the tower is grabbed here. Finally, the fort is going to be knocked down. Minion's going to finish the dog. Tiger better be careful. Oh no, a little bit too huge, humorous. Tiger goes down. Now Heavy is in trouble. Hyde chasing him down. The taunt comes down. 7-sided strike finds Brightwing, and snubbing in the face of your opponent ends up costing the team 2 lives. Now they have the opportunity to get started on this altar here. Exactly what they're going to do. Hyde said, "I'm not dying alone." I believe that was for the earlier team fight. But it finds meaning here. Hyde doesn't die. In fact, he ends up just picking off Brightwing. Parthing in front of that. Okay, we have a pause here. So I'm going to bring it back to myself while I wait to figure out what is going on there. But, okay, Tiger has some lag. As, I mean, I'm sure he actually does have lag, but I don't know what they expected. Like, the whole team was there. Both of the support and the DPS had sub 20% health, and they just decided they were going to, Hearth in the middle of it. Like, well, there are still minions there and everything. All right, we're back in the game, so I'm going to bring it back over here. It looks like we're all okay now. So, just going to head back to the game, or of course, having those deaths is going to be kind of rough. Does allow for the temple to be recaptured, and then the Sapper Camp as well going to be picked up here. And now we're going to see Team Alexander go on the offensive. Of course, Taunt immediately comes out onto Spell. Odin has been popped. Sappers on their way, and it doesn't look like, as the Contagion comes out, Isolation not able to connect onto anybody there. That's a 6-second cooldown that won't be up for this altar activation phase. However, Sappers aren't going to be made in. That's the important part here, but 2 really big cooldowns pop before this important team fight. We're going to see Tiger once again getting very low there. Brightwing having to use the teleport and the... oh, great unstoppable by Maka, and then immediately the Brightwing unstoppable to make sure nobody gets out. But a lot has been used for this fight. Of course, Liam is able to get it. Gondar, or Nacho Jin, going to be able to do the same. So VGM has bought themselves some time, but a lot was burned to keep everybody down there. We used Odin, we used Isolation, all of Brightwing's activatables in that teleport with Z, and then of course the cleanse as well. We're gonna see the taunt come out onto Spell. Cattle though getting hit in the face by Kerosene. Cassia tries to follow it up, does not have that Valkyrie used. Neither is the Lightning Breath. Tyga's gonna be the first to fall down here. That is a reset for Lockdown. They managed to get the clear onto those objective, or those Sapper Pumpkins. No objective available now. Nacho Jin and Liam just trying to rotate through, which Liam keeping up surprisingly well. We always know Dahaka is not a double soak hero, but is going to be able to do so flawlessly. Out comes the Valkyrie. Cattle just nips it in the butt a little bit there. Gets the taunt onto Hyde, who is very low, looking for a dash. Has to use the 7-sided to get out. Silence from Maka, not going to be enough to catch the slippery Kerosene. However, is not going to be able to catch Gondar either. Spell peeling like a madman on this Diablo. Maka chasing away, but Cattle is going to be the first to fall. Gondar finally does go down, but Maka going to trade with their life. 2 for 2 coming through. Make it 3, make it 4. 4 for 3, or excuse me, 3 for 3 for both of these teams here. As, it could be the 4. Nacho Jin having a hard day. Really hard day. What are you doing? Gets the last rights onto Liam. Coming in like a badass, but Spell, the MVP of this team fight. Absolute insane plays coming out from this guy. Able to get the peel off, able to get the DPS, finds 2 kills with the Lightning Breath, saves Nacho Jin, nearly saves Gondar, and now allows Team Alexander to stay in this 16 to 20. Team Alexander creeping back from the grave. Key, thank you very much for the 200 bits. Didn't see those there. Very, very appreciated. Thought Lockdown dived in. Yep, he is the Triumvirate coming out. That is standard for the teams here. We are 16 to 16, looking to push in on this tower. Team Alexander has taken a decisive header in this third game. They find the bottom altar, but do have those sappers pushing. And now Team Alexander, they basically just live here. Sylvanas drops the Haunting Wave. Did go for the Festering Wounds at level 7, so a little bit of a different build this time round. Going to opt to try and get those extra stacks of Banshee's Curse. Do have the stun coming out onto the Sappers. 1 gets in. That is going to be 2 of them going in. Shot coming in. Sylvanas blasted into smithereens as she is picked up by the Valkyrie there. Really nicely done by Cassian. That's a tough one to hit. It's such a high ping. We've seen them have struggled to pick it up the entire time, but they get 2 shots in from the Sappers. They find Sylvanas. An altar will be spawning in 25 seconds, but they're going to try and find Lockdown here. However, Kerosene with that cleansing touch at level 16 makes it a lot harder for Varian to lock someone down for too terribly long. Anytime he gets in, the members of Team Alexander are able to get them out much more effectively now and such. The members of VGM, their lead is waning. 1 altar available. Gondar going to sit back to get it. Sappers have to be dealt with here in the top lane. Looks like they are no extra points getting in. That is 5 shots going over to the side of Team Alexander bringing this to 12 versus 16. Level 20 is nearly online. Out comes the Black Arrows. Nobody's able to step up and get on top of it. Sylvana is using her only escape. Can't afford to go too far in. You can see Black Arrows still available. Does finally drop. Commandeer Odin was dropped, but only able to get just a smidgen of damage out. Oh, man. Absolute belter of a game number 3. Team Alexander not ready to roll over and die yet. Are going to see top camp being taken by the side of the members of VGM here. But decide to step back as we're contesting over a boss now. Lots of ultimates dropped from the side of Alexander here. We did see the Lightning Breath come out. Out comes the Valkyrie as well. Cassia is going to fall. And maybe a player caught out. I didn't quite see what led up to that fight, but it does end up going poorly for Team Alexander as they lose Gondar, which let's take a look here. Gondar, another hero that has been absolutely bullied this game. You can look, Gondar and Diablo are just having a hell of a time. Gondar and Spell, 4 deaths and 5 deaths, making it really hard. Liam tries to finish off this camp. Not going to be able to do so. Last Rite seals the deal as another staggered death has been picked up. Meanwhile, bottom lane has been taken by the side of VGM, so able to even this out 4-4. Not going to be too much trouble for them. Now we're going to see if anybody can't be picked up here. Level 20 online for both the teams is going to be Varian getting out at the last second with the charge. Heavy coming in with a quick success. Of course, the shield wall also preventing an insane amount of damage from coming out. And now we'll see if this is the gentleman's agreement or if the members of Alexander are going to look to push on a little bit further. And it looks like they are continuing to go through, try to find the altar. But of course, Maka too safe in the back. Great healing by the members of VGM, allowing Maka to get that in. It's just going to be a trade. 12-8 in favor of Team Alexander, who are now looking to try and grab this point. They do end up ceding it as Sylvanas has to jump away with the Banshees. And really unfortunate, they came down just as they were capping. And of course, a death not worth a couple of sappers. So Alexander did take that for free, VGM having to cede. Great tongue coming out by Liam, though. The repulsion, though, going to push him away. Spell almost going down there, but does end up being saved by his DPS player in lockdown. Great repulsion there. Again, level 20 for both teams. And now, since a lot has been burned on the side of Team Alexander, are going to see VGM step up, try and grab it here. Liam heads up onto Nacho Jin. It's a fart over the point. We're going to see a trade come out as Maka stands on the point. He's very low, gets away. Spell going to go down, has the souls. We'll be back momentarily. Wailing Arrow comes out. Maka gets very low, but does not die. Malvale has returned with a no one can stop death, but Cassia not going to be as fortunate, taken down by Varian there. Comes in with the charge, secures the deal. Once again, we do have that Mortal Strike, so reducing the healing from the Kerosene is proving to be detrimental here as the side of VGM picks up the bottom lane once again. Commandeer Odin, just for good measure, able to push everything out. One altar available would bring the members of VGM down to, or members of Alexander down to 7, should VGM be able to cap it. Tahaka waiting to see who is going to step out here. Boss still available. Could be something that the team trades. But it looks like Heavy is going to just channel this without Cassia. Alexander knows there's nothing they can do. They just have to wait for Gondar to spawn in and try again. There it is. Taunt comes out. Great use of the Diablos. Hellgate has to sacrifice that blink, has to sacrifice the stun, hitting nobody, but does not get taunted, does not die. Diablo only 21 souls, so not as powerful as he could be right now. Now VGM, they basically live here. Out comes to protect. Great unstoppable by Kerosene. Kato looking for anything and everything. The epiphany of Kerosene going to make it really hard for them to lock anyone down for a long amount of time, unless it is Kerosene who has to be the taunt target here. Great use of that shield wall by Varian, protecting this keep. But Li Ming able to chunk away. The problem with the Triumvirate is even if you hit somebody with it, that is just another 2-second respawn on that cooldown. And so, what can Cattle do? He's stepping up closer because the orb does have to travel to get the cooldown reduction. Taunt comes out. There's another unstoppable. Cleansing touch, really on point. Great pickup here by the side of Alexander. Another orb to the face, another shield wall, another invisible friends. That won't be the cooldown. Out comes the charge. Taunt does not follow up. But that's a little close for Cattle's comfort there. Shield banner has been dropped with the spell power. Liam rotates down, gonna try and push the thing away. Repulsion comes out. They try to find Liam, unable to do so. Members do have to back away. This could be the beginning of the end for Team Alexander as they need to grab one of these. Finally, that altar does get picked up. Out comes the Valkyrie. They find Brightwing. Goodbye. Oh, Heavy! Heavy escapes very low. Cattle comes in and ends up being Gondar, who goes down here. Spell is very low. Brightwing, though, traded out with the last rights there. Nacho Jin looking for more. Liam left in the back. Slow, fat dinosaur unable to get out from underneath. Drops the burrow. Does not get hit by the orb. Is pushed back into the towers. Repulsion once again. Out comes the big drag, but not going to be enough. Liam staggers his death immensely. And now a struggle is going to ensue for these altars here. We're going to see Diablo jump on to spell here. Out comes that Firestorm. Maka jumped on top of him. Goodbye, Maka, though. One shot has gone in. 4 shots on the side of VGM. It's up to Tiger and Cattle, but it looks like we might be going to game number 4. Spell looks to channel. Cattle only has 900 health. That is going to be it. That is the end of Variant, and game number 3 goes the way of Team Alexander. It was sloppy. Many died. There was screaming and crying, I'm sure, but Alexander managed to stay in this series. A much messier game for the teams here, as we can see. 22-16. Still the kills in favor of the side of VGM Gaming, but Alexander really showing up at the end there. I think by minute 10, we were 4-1, so was a really tough time for Alexander, but they came back kicking and screaming and really made a name for themselves in that third game. Poor Gondar just being obliterated there. 7 deaths. You can really see the focus onto Gondar and onto Spell. The 2 heroes who have a really difficult time getting away. Everybody else with a little bit of mobility, of course. These 2, not so much, and as such, ended up just really being farmed that game. Here are the talents. You guys would like to take a look at them as we wait for an update on where game number 4 is going to go. Alrighty, folks, I'm going to leave you here on this screen so you can take a look at the talents while we wait for game number 4. Just going to take a 2-minute break for, caster purposes, all that good stuff. When I come back, we will head into game number 4 and see if we are going to see the reverse sweep from Team Alexander or if we will be going to, game number 4, and that's it. That's a valiant way to go down. Again, have to see in just a moment. Of course, they're ready to go as soon as I am. So tell you what, we'll bring you over to this screen right here. We'll update the map, and then I am going to just take 2 minutes for a break. So, picked by blue team, won by the red team, and it looks like... yep, some players are taking a couple of minutes to bio. We will do the same, and then we will head to our 4th map, which is going to be a Hanamura Temple, picked up by the side of Team Alexander. Let's go ahead and get that updated there for you folks, and then we will be back in but a moment. Alrighty, guys. Thank you so very much for your patience. It looks like the players are here and ready to go. If you guys are just joining us, welcome, welcome. We're in game number 4 of our best of 3 series. Let me go ahead and update that for the teams. Looks like we didn't get it for Team Alexander. Boop. There we go. All right. So again, game number 4 in our best of 3 series, we're going over to Hanamura Temple. If you missed earlier on in the broadcast, you can see here that VGM decided to ban away Brax's Holdout and Cursed Hollow. The members of Team Alexander got rid of Dragonshire and Infernal Shrines. Our very first map was picked by VGM and won by them in Volskaya Foundry. Same thing happening for Battlefield of Eternity. Finally, VGM took us to Towers of Doom, where the members of Team Alexander made a spicy comeback, coming down from just 7 shots to win the game. Game number 4 is Hanamura Temple. It was picked by the side of Team Alexander. We are rocking and rolling and ready to go. I hope you guys are doing well as we look to see if this is the exact expected outcome for the bans, as it has been for the 3 previous games. Of course, that being Team Alexander banning away Ana and Garrosh, and the members of VGM banning out Chromie and Stukov. Now this will be interesting because the blue team has the option to take the Stukov away. So the question comes to, does Heavy think their Stukov is up to snuff to avoid banning something else? And if that is the case, do the members of Team Alexander opt to ban the Stukov instead? It is one of the most highly prioritized heroes in the game. Junkrat is going to be the first ban, which leads me to believe the Stukov is going to be taken away by Heavy here. So immediately Garrosh coming out for Team Alexander, as has been the case all evening. What do we see now? Is the Chromie going to be banned, or is it going to be the Stukov? Because Chromie could also be taken. The Oyster is here for VGM. It is going to be actually Chromie banned out, so we can infer that it is going to be a first pick Stukov, as Cassia is going to be taken away. Now this is interesting. It has been Ana all evening. It looks like Stukov is going to be snatched up by Heavy. Tried to entice them by leaving the Ana open. Is not going to be the case. So now the question is, does Team Alexander take the Ana? It is difficult to play Ana on such a high ping, but of course can be done. We will have to see, as there is no threat of it being picked up by the side of VGM now, in case unless they're playing a super spicy thing, and that cements it as Hyde takes the Ana. Gondar is going to be the Rainer. What kind of a big mage are we going to see with this Ana? Or is it going to be an Eye of Horus with no nano boost? Typically, you know, we do see the nano boost, but of course, things change. Jarrell going to be grabbed for Liam, and Li Ming taken by Tiger. I like that. Li Ming is something that Tiger has played very well all evening, and it also denies it from Alexander. So they're looking maybe at a Jaina, or Kael'thas, or an Orphea have been the big players right now. Chromie is banned out. Mephisto we don't get to see too much. Variant taken away from Cattle. The members of Alexander said, we've had enough of it. Stop taunting us. Stop charging us. No more Hyaz. Just get him out of here. So, are we going to see a mage ban from the blue team, or are they going to continue on with something like a Diablo? And that's exactly what we're going to see. Diablo is taken out. Nobody wanting the Lord of Terror to fight against. The lanes are really big, so it is quite difficult for Diablo to get as much value from those shadow charges in this series. But of course, you get some of those close corridors around where the turn-in points are for the objective, and it can be rough. Murden Blaze picked up. This is the first time we're seeing a Murden in this series. Natojin going for the Blaze one more time. And I think, you know, it might be in part that it's a lot easier to avoid being farmed on the Blaze. So good safe pickup there. Genji coming in. I like the Blaze even more now as we're going to see Cattle on the Anubarak. So all mapped out for VGM there now. And I think the Blaze will come in a lot better. Anytime you try to finish off with an X-Strike, folks can get to the bunker in safety if the reaction time is fast enough. How do we finish it out for lockdown? Jaina coming out, so we can infer it is going to be Nano Boost onto the Jaina. And there is the old saying that Nana Jaina just wins this. You know, you get the Nano, you get the Ring of Frost or the Water Elemental, whatever you are opting for. And that is something that really hurts. So we'll have to see if Alexander can bring it back for game number 4, or if this is the end of their run in the Storm Division, because this is a lot of pressure from VGM. Their team does one thing very well, and that is kill you. This is a we kill you comp. Anubarak dives in, Genji dives in, Li Ming dives in, Stukov silences you, Stukov web wraps your support as there isn't really anything that... the Blaze does quickly clear the Anubarak on the side of Team Alexander. So we will have to see as we hop in. That sound means the game is ready to go. Potentially for the last time this evening, or the start of the reverse sweep. We do have the members of Team Alexander with lockdown on the Jaina. Nacho Jin is going to be your Blaze here. Spell on the Muradin. Gondar is your Rainer, and of course Hyde on the Ana. And over here, Team VGM Gaming with Maka on that Genji. We're going to see Heavy on the Stukov. Cattle is your Anubarak. Tiger JK on the Li Ming. And up in the top, it's Liam on that Urel. Immediately, stun comes out, does not connect. The stun from Muradin will, though, as teams are just looking to try and find each other in this bottom lane. Blaze headed up to the top. No stun, no success. So just going to get busy cleaning out the wave. Everything is just clear. Get XP right now. Remember, the biggest thing that groups want to grab on this map is the camps, and the camps aren't available. Are going to see them try and just get as much of the experience as possible. Cattle hanging around this middle vision point, but the Genji camps, Sentinel camps, Samurai, whatever you want to call them, I've always referred to them lovingly, thanks to one of my friends, as Walking Guy, is going to be picked up here from the side of VGM. Same thing gonna happen over on Alexander. They know how to play this, as the fortification camps are picked up as well by both teams. Blaze coming down to say, what's going on over here? Was maybe able to grab that vision camp. No vision taken yet for the side of the VGM Gaming. Bottom is being pushed alongside. Cattle has opted for that Regeneration Master at level 1. Has to get those 30 globes to get that extra 500 health. Tries to push a little bit with this Sentinel. Not going to be able to get much stun as it is cleared out. Uses Rainer to chase him up the lane a little bit. Great bait, mate. Does not leash it. It's going to be top camp taken by the side of VGM. We're going to see Gondar getting quite low there. Maka trying to get on top of him. Silence comes out, makes it very difficult for the members of Alexander to chase. Great healing so far by Hyde, despite the massive ping. That's something we're going to be touching on a lot this time round. And now we're going to see a fight break out over this vision camp. Nacho Jin has rotated down, as has Liam. They get the blast on to Cattle. Looks like, for now at least, Alexander is going to hold on to this camp. Payload will spawn in 20 seconds. The team rotating up, looking to potentially take this vision, and looks like that's all they're really about. Nacho Jin holding the piece in the lane. Liam comes in, sees that the cap has already been taken. Not worth jumping in, gonna back up to the lane. Of course, that does mean that meanwhile down here in the bottom, the fun game of cat and mouse has ensued. As VGM takes the camp, now the members of Alexander are gonna look to take it back. Goodbye! Lockdown, oh my goodness. Bottom camp is snatched away by the side of VGM here, who I couldn't even tell you what happened there. Lockdown was there, and then he was not. We do begin the teeny tiny push on the side of Alexander, looking to push that objective up a little bit. I have to be careful because my team has always referred to it as pushing the wheelchair just because it's kind of slow, but some people don't necessarily like that terminology. So gonna push the objective. The payload looking to come in down towards the bottom lane. Now a race to try and get it in. Top camp has been taken by the red team. Both vision camps held momentarily. Of course, the Sentinel camp is up, so they are going to be picked up here. Fortification camp taken by VGM, who also in the meantime were able to grab their Sentinel as well. Is this the finals? No, this is not. This is kind of the quarterfinals for the bottom bracket. Whoever fights here will take on Chili Mountain, I believe, and then we will go from there. So Sentinel has been cleared out, and I hope you guys enjoy Camp Simulator 2020 as VGM races to try and take this camp once again. Alexander pushes for a second. Bottom camp has been taken. We are level 7 here now. Levels go very quickly on this map, only 5 minutes in, and the teams do push it down. Boy, this map is sure so fun and engaging. Get the camp, push the objective. Looks like the members of Team Alexander are going to be able to push this in. First objective will go over to the side of Alexander. We're going to have a fight over this bottom camp. Cattle gets very low, does not drop there. Turret able to get out thanks to the great healing of Heavy. Blue team manages control over this camp, but Nacho Jin is already putting pressure on it. Liam comes in, is hit by Jaina here. Level 9 for both teams. Heroic abilities just a spit away. Cattle going to clean this up, gets the extra experience from the members of Alexander, capping them, and then VGM able to steal that cap. So all the kill pressure, all the XP going over to VGM. If you're VGM, you love to see it. Liam clearing out. Are going to see potentially a little bit of pushing in the bottom lane here. But, of course, neither team having superb wave clear. The members of Team Alexander significantly better than that of VGM. Of course, VGM, again, their one thing to do is kill you. We're going to see that Samurai taken at a rapid speed here before they look to push in. Who is Spell? Spell is the tank player for Team Alexander. They are an ex-Korean professional. I don't know what to tell you more than that. So you are going to see bottom camp was taken away from the members of Alexander here. Now, level 10 for both teams. Nothing too spicy coming out here, except for the fact that we do have the massive shove for Stukov. Out comes the silence. The blue team getting quite low in the back. Dragon Blade dropped by Maka. Push onto that Avatar. Maka very, very low. Not as low as Blaze, though, as Nacho Jin goes down. Spell has to jump away. Cocoon was used in that fight. Not going to be able to get out here. Same with Spell, as they are silenced. Reset going over to Tiger JK. Okay, Spell is just... thank you, Lazy Hydra. Very, very appreciated. Pushing, coming out from the side of VGM. Great sleep coming out. A little bit of extra pointless damage thanks to that on at level 7. Night Terrors, 8% of the max health over the course of, I believe it's 10 seconds, you end up losing your health. In fact, 2 seconds, my bad. Sentinel camp available for the side of Team Alexander. Going to look to take that, hopefully try and push and get some more damage done up here. This top fort is looking rather rough thanks to the help from that objective. There is the payload, and I never knew that it made that absolutely irritating noise as it loads up. We are going to see another fight come down here in the bottom. Water Elemental is dropped. Gondar is taking such a beating, does end up going down. That's a reset for Li Ming. Nano Boost comes out, though. Maka is going to be the next to fall. Liam in the middle of Jaina's spells takes a pounding, but able to get away. That is going to be the members of VGM running away for their lives. The fort does fall. First for the game going over to Team Alexander as our Sentinel Camp Samurai is going to finish that off. Here's really where the low wave clear of VGM is coming back to bite them. Objective is being pushed in by Team Alexander despite being down one talent, but just for a moment, half a level ahead in favor of VGM. There comes a spell stun. Connects onto Cattle, has to use that stun combo to get away. Spell is very low. Dragon Blade comes out. No match for the bunker. Maka uses up that ability, has to back away. The Genji is angry. Is chased back. Raider's Raider was picked up for Gondar here, and now we're just going to fight over this objective a little bit. Members of Team Alexander perfectly willing to let it hang out, push back a little bit, and come in when they have more of their abilities available. It's just the Avatar form and the Bunker and the Raider not currently available. Now is the time for VGM to look to go in. That is going to be Maka taking quite a bit of damage, but not as much as Lockdown there. Does fall down. Going to be the first. Nacho Jin incredibly low as well. However, Li Ming is not able to get out. That Nano Blaze is no joke, staying nice and healthy thanks to the fire. Thanks to Ana. Is just 1 for 1. Make it 2 for 1. 2 for 2. Genji goes down as well. Heavy in the back is so low. Hyde is on the wrong side of the map. Spell looking to get his support out. Meanwhile, on the bottom, Gondar being eaten alive by bugs. Is trying to get away as fast as he can. The grenade comes out. Out comes the silence, the sleep. Hyde running for his life, gets booped. The tower finishes him off, and now it's just Spell. Wants to get out of here, is having a miserable time. The Beetle is running him down. 4 kills. 4 kills for 3 in favor of VGM, who are going to look to push out this objective a little bit further. Samurai has been acquired, turret picked up for Alexander, and let's see if we can't go round 2. How is Alexander losing? Ping disadvantage. Ping doesn't make it difficult, but North American players are surprisingly good sometimes. I know this is a shocking concept to most, but VGM is a pretty solid team. Are going to see the members of VGM push in here, looking to get that payload into its dock, which will give an extra shock here. And Alexander have no choice but to cede to them. 16 has been picked up. Out comes that Sentinel. May not survive for very long. This fort is taking a pounding. In fact, that is the fountain going down. That is the fort going down. There is no more time for this Sentinel. He does fall. Great 4-man sleep. Oh my god, on 700 ping. Hyde is a god still. Is going to hit all 4 of them. They all get the Night Terrors. You hate to see it. Of course, Heavy is going to be able to heal them up. And now we're back to that camp rotation. Everybody looking for a little bit of a fight as we try and find these camps moving on throughout the game. Still not level 16 for the side of Team Alexander, so they have to play safely. Are just going to back up Vision Camp is going to be taken by the side of VGM Gaming, who may look to push this bottom lane here now. Chunking coming out, just trying to protect Tiger, JK, and Maka as they look to push in and get this bottom fort here. That will be another fort in the hands of VGM. Out comes the massive shove, does not connect. Water Elemental is good. Protect for Maka, has to get away, gets a big shield, is running spell, drops the avatar form, gets the stun onto Maka, eating a ton of that damage from Jaina, gets cocooned as soon as the nano boost is dropped. Immediately, though, Ana able to get it out. Out comes a red turret. Liam in the back, jumping, trying to survive. Not able to get off that Ardent Defender. Was already used earlier on. Did not have the cooldown. 1 for 1, though, as both solo lanes have been taken out. Team Alexander retreating to the safety of their fort. Meanwhile, Heavy is just going to heal off the rest of the team, try and put them all back together as they look to hold down this vision, hold down that experience lead. Meanwhile, Alexander looking to grab their own fortification camp. Sentinel picked up by the side of VGM. And now, once again, while they wait for those those off lanes to get back, again, camps, fortification, and Sentinel picked up respectively by both teams. It is quite difficult for anyone to try and step and push up, thanks to the fact that both teams have a lane that has been pushed significantly well, top lane being that lane. Of course, a little bit of an advantage for Alexander there, as the team will have to continue to rotate up to deal with the Sentinel, but of course able to do so with relative ease whenever there is a player down. Bottom vision has been acquired for Team Alexander. Both Sentinels have been gotten rid of. This is the objective coming up. Top vision taken by Alexander, which means bottom vision taken by the side of VGM. Spell jumps over the wall. Maka takes quite a pound in, has to jump away to safety, is very low, only 400 health. Urel in a heap of trouble, is going to go down. That's another kill going over to the side of Alexander there. 5-9. Now, VGM still the upper hand in kills here, have been blasting away in these team fights. The picks have come in favor of Team Alexander. As you can see, Urel goes down. This is going to be the objective, going over to the side of Alexander. VGM not able to contest without Liam there. So, while that is being pushed in, that bottom fort, not long for this world. Top keep is what Alexander are looking for. Not able to find much more than the wall. All the shots are picked off from the side of Team Alexander. Now VGM has some rest, but they can look for something, as Urel will be back up in just 2 seconds. All about getting level 20 now. Team Alexander, who were down in this game, have completely matched up to the point that both teams are completely even at level 20. It is so rare to see this, especially in a professional gaming here. Bringing those talents up once again. Everybody dead even. Fortification camp available for Alexander. Same thing with the Sentinel camp for VGM. Nubrak looking to try and get the invade off. Not able to do so. Bottom camp going to be what's worth fighting over at this moment. Spell is lurking around. Not going to be able to save this all by themselves, as Fortification camp and Sentinel are being traded out in the top lane this time. Both teams will have to look to clear, because if uncontested, these samurais do a ton of damage. In fact, we always joke that is the boss of this map. They get work done. Both camps taken simultaneously. Samurai not being cleared yet by the side of VGM. We're going to see a fight over the fortification camp. Murden is sent all the way to Narnia. Jaina drops their spell damage, though. Anubrak able to get there. Nacho Jin picks up the camp. Ana, however, pays the price with her life, not having the offlane or the tank there. There goes Stukov. There goes Raynor. Locked down the next to fall as Maka unstoppable with Dragon Becomes Me continuing on their ultimate ability. Li Ming chunking away in the back. The team is low. Spell is low. He has no mana. Nacho Jin running for his life. Please stop bullying Nacho. He's trying to get away. He's on the wrong side of the map, though. Has nothing available. Li Ming clips him. Unstoppable. Does not get hit by the repulsion. Is trying to heal up. There is a Pyromaniac, but here comes a Nubarak that is going to be 4 members taken down. 4 for 1. VGM is not here to play. Now remember, this was the gatekeeping team. This team took out Team Alexander in our qualifier number 1. This has been the match that everybody was hoping for. The season panning out incredibly difficult with much more different than everybody had anticipated. VGM having some struggles during the main season, really having a hard time losing to Velocity, losing to some of the other teams, getting knocked down into the lower bracket here before finally coming back, cleaning up their match, and now once again fighting the Boogeyman. Both these teams have struggled against, each of them holding that 1-1 record. This will even it out, making it a 2-1. Who is looking to get it? VGM significantly ahead in this series here. They have 1 up on Alexander, but Alexander are showing that they are not out yet. Objective going over to the side of VGM. So looking to try and take this team fight here. Of course, 20-20. We'll take a look at our stats a little bit further, as the Samurai has become available. Fight breaks out though. Goodbye spell. With that silence, not a whole lot anyone can do. Raynor has been cocooned. Nacho Jin trying to get him out. Heavy very low in the back. There is Maka with the Dragon Bunker chunked away. The Dragon Becomes Me doing extra damage. As long as he can get a hit, he can refresh that cooldown. However, it has ended. It is going to be just a 1 for 1. Urel was also taken down in that fight. Cattle jumping onto the point. They want this Sentinel. However, Blaze goes down. Reset for Genji and Li Ming. Li Ming, though, picked off by Gondar. Maka looking for more. Finds Gondar over here. Stun comes out from Cattle. The massive shove not needed there as he dies a little bit too quickly. This is going to be a blue Sentinel. And now the keep of Team Alexander in some serious trouble, as we could be looking at the beginning of the end. 2 members picked off there for VGM, but other than that, the team fight, even the 5v5, just looking so incredibly strong for the members of the blue team. Anytime they go in, Maka just disrupting the backline. Muradin and Blaze both trying to go in, leaving poor defenseless Ana all by herself. She's got 1 sleep dart to use. If she uses it aggressively, then that is just a free kill for Maka, basically, as soon as those tanks go in. There isn't a whole lot that anyone can do. The engage is also the disengage for Alexander. So their choices are either wait for Genji to engage, and then, you know, a Nubarak can engage, Urel can engage. The heavy dive versus the heavy dive is really not paying off for Alexander here. Camps being taken, the whole map looking incredibly blue here, as now that the Sentinel is picked up, we should see VGM look to push a little bit further in. Looks like that's exactly what they're going to do, trying to protect the Sentinel, make sure it's nice and healthy to look at this keep, because this keep is not long for this world. We look down here at the bottom, 5,500 health. It isn't exactly what you want to see. Fight has broken out. Looks like the turret camp is the name of the game, and VGM is going to claim that as well. Meanwhile, that Sentinel was picked off by Alexander. Here comes the objective. Not necessarily the strongest objective in the world, but still 1 step closer to getting you that W. Alexander looking really rough in these past couple of games. Great unstoppable by Blaze, using that Pyromaniac, gets the stun, coming back in. A Nubarak just narrowly misses the Ana sleep dart. And now VGM continue to push on. This is the last stand here for Alexander. They lose this objective, it's all right, but they lose the heroes. That could be the end of it. VGM know this. They're just going to back off and play it safely because that top keep is not healthy either. And if heroes go down on the side of VGM, this could be the end for them as well. In fact, if more than 2 heroes die on either side, then that could be the win condition that either team needs so desperately to either finish out this series or prolong it. Big fight coming over the objective once again. Stun comes out. Onde Fell manages to get off that ultimate just in time. Big damage coming out. Cattle equally as low. Ardent Defender immediately burned by Liam despite being relatively healthy. Was not able to get away there. Camp picked up from the side of Team Alexander. Meanwhile, Sentinel has to be cleared away by VGM. We do have a reverse push coming out here as the camp is taken by Alexander down on the bottom and the objective being pushed by them as well. However, VGM have been able to regather their forces and going to look to contest. Contesting a little bit further back, picking up this Sentinel camp first. And then looking to maybe fight over it in this junction, in this close quarter. This tight choke point does make for VGM to fight best. Alexander, though, also takes value in the chokes. We're going to see both teams pushing it away a little bit. Rainer's Raider finally leaving after losing about 50% health to Urel there. Out comes the Sentinel clearing. Now there are fortification camps to get to. Turrets are going to pick it up for both teams. Liam has held on to that turret for so incredibly long. Genji going to be the one to clear out this top lane, try and get rid of that catapult, get the catapult pushing for themselves. Meanwhile, Alexander looking to push in this objective, finally finish off that keep, maybe look to grab the bottom keep as well, depending on how the points lay. Liam and Cattle stepping up. They have that Stukov postule to look to fight. Every team being so careful, not wanting to engage first, waiting for their opponent to make a mistake, wait to see somebody having to go back and clear. For example, Alexander will have to take care of this top lane and is pushing very heavily, has 2 catapults. If you see Blaze is going back, in fact, the whole team is going back, which does allow VGM to grab the bottom camp and step up with this objective once again. More poke coming out, slow and steady. Everyone just trying to be so careful here. Team will get antsier first. Patience. This is where years of wisdom will come into play. Newer players, may look to try and force something. And forcing right now could be devastating. So you can see Nacho Jin stepping up, using that big thick body to try and prevent any further push, slowing from the bush so those assassins have a harder time getting on the back line. Once again, the waiting game. Oil will also provide vision and seeing as Urel has to step back and clear a little bit. We are going to see VGM step back themselves as well. Spell tries to find Liam, unable to do so. The stun does not connect. It's a couple of seconds without the main engage tool of Muradin. But it looks like VGM are taking no chances, so they continue to back off. Both Sentinel camps are available. We're going to see Alexander grabbing their own. VGM looking to get started as well. And Tiger actually doing most of the damage to it by itself. Is able to clear it up. Comes out with a heal from Heavy, but no help needed. A level 24 Li Ming, 27 game, able to clear it. Slow practice for both teams. They know what this would mean to the other to continue on. The reverse sweep for Team Alexander would continue on. If VGM wins this, that's it. Alexander will have to try and come back next season. Slow push coming out from Alexander, but of course, items are available. So they will all have to back up. Raynor able to grab that turret. Now, meanwhile, VGM able to push this in. Careful game of cat and mouse. Miraculously, Spell does not get hit by the magic missiles. Nacho Jin not going to be as lucky here. We could be squaring up for a team fight. Out come those beams from Nacho Jin, trying to chase everybody away. Flame Stream, no joke. You have the fortified bunker, so of course it does allow the other members of the team to spill the oil. Nano Infusion keeps it on a nice and healthy. Repulsion, as we have seen throughout the game. Icarium, I feel your pain. It has been a slog for both these teams. Everyone getting so close to the objective, not able to turn it in yet. Slow, steady play. Repulsion comes out. Nacho Jin is unstoppable. May not be enough. The trigger has been pulled, and Nubarak comes in, leaving thrown away as best as he can. Nano Boost has not been used yet onto Jaina. They are going to step back. Water Elemental has been used. Liam very low in the back. Wally chunking away at Maka, but Heavy keeping everybody alive. Liam, the one taking the brunt of that damage, has to back away. And now two big cooldowns have been used for the side of Team Alexander. Now is the time for VGM to strike. But of course, those camps, that's what's important here. Nothing else matters. This is the only objective available here. That is going to be Spell. They try to follow up, not going to be able to do so. Nitrogen tries to come in. There is the silence. More magic missiles come out. Liam dives in the back. Nice and stoppable by Gondar. Immediately, the shield is popped by Urel. Out comes the Anubarak Cocoon. Not going to do much, though. Maka is very low in the back. Lockdown taking a punch, and Spell is incredibly low as well. Has already used that avatar form, so that's it for him. Nacho Jin steps up, is the tank for the team. The members of VGM have to back off and lick their wounds. But in a very intense game, everybody playing so carefully, trying not to get hurt here. Water Elemental has been popped. Cattle in a rough spot. Has to use the unstoppable. Able to get away with the burrow, but is it going to be enough? Out comes the stun. Oh, and it's not. Jaina finishes off a Nubarak. Liam comes in, though. Lockdown surrounded by his foes. It is a silence, is a stun, but Liam, the next to fall here. Both of the off lanes are, the front lines are down for VGM Gaming. As such, that objective finally comes in. The Sentinel is going to be picked up. And is this the beginning of the end? Many big cooldowns were used there, but Nano still available. Water Elemental will be up shortly. Bunker will be up shortly. Muradin's Avatar will be up shortly. That is the keep going down. Another 24 seconds before Nubarak will come back. The core is falling fast. Falling even faster. 54%. Can VGM save this? They cannot. And that is going to be game number 5. We will have a full series on our hands, ladies and gentlemen, as game number 4 goes over to Team Alexander. Ten 16 to 10, I guess I should say, is the way that it does read in favor of VGM. Once again, they can find the kills, but the last 2 maps, they haven't been able to close it out. There are the stats. Gondar pumping out some serious damage there despite being targeted all game. 107k there. Let's take a look at the talents. We go to a game number 5, nearly 3 hours into this, or almost, yeah. Well, what time did it start for us? It was 6 Pacific, just 7 my time. So yeah, we're sitting at nearly 3 hours for this best of 5 series to get rocking and rolling. Really nicely done. Spicy pick by Hyde on the Ana. If you've seen many of these games for Storm Division, you know Team Alexander almost exclusively bans Ana because it is quite difficult to play at high ping. It is quite difficult to dodge at high ping, but the team has had no problem in that last game being able to make it work. Really great plays by the side of Team Alexander, who were down but are now looking to turn it down to game number 5. It all comes down to this. And I am sincerely hoping that they pick a much more fun map after that last series, because while the team fights were very good, the rest of the map is a slog, and like getting to level 20 where those objectives actually become relevant can be so difficult. Pardon me, I had to get a drink there. So, go ahead, bring it back to our map screen. And I think I will finally have to hide our little NGS down here, as we are going to a game number 5. I'm sure you guys would like to see that and see who's on it, where we're going, all that good stuff. So, let's go ahead, update Team Alexander 2-2. We're on our way to game number 5. And picked by red, won by red. Thought Jaina was an odd pick into Genji since she's so squishy, but I can't think of anything better off the top of my head. I think once they got Nano Infusion, it was a lot easier for Jaina to stay alive, just because she was pumping out insane amounts of damage into those team fights and then was able to heal up off of the damage that she was getting. And since both teams valued fighting in the corridors, it just ended up being that Jaina was able to out-heal the massive amounts of burst that VGM was putting on her. I agree. Very squishy, very difficult to play, but if you can't get to level 20, made a lot of sense. All right, just waiting to see if we have a game number 5 yet from the teams, where we're going, all that good stuff. In fact, you know, the best way to do that is I'm going to bring it back over to me for just a second. Hi, guys. I hope you're having a lovely time, because I know the second that I do that, the teams will post the map, and I'm going to have to go back to the map screen. So, yeah, you guys get to hang out with me for a little bit. Remember, if you are enjoying this, !Matcherino in chat will allow you to donate to the players' prize pool. 100% of that prize pool goes to the players. Yep, there it is. I knew it. !Patreon in chat will allow you to connect with NGS. They are the folks who put on this series. You know, they supported Heroes when not even Blizzard was, so you can help them out for as little as $1 a day. Or it's not $1 a day, excuse me, $1 a month helps them to, you know, get the graphics that we use. You know, this really cool graphic was provided to us by NGS. They don't make any of the casters or anybody play with it. All their cool logos, staff, all that good stuff. That helps them maintain the website. So it really helps to help out the NGS series. And Comcase, thank you for the 100 biddies. Last but not least, I was going to say all of your subscriptions, all of your donations, all of your bits go to your caster. So if you are enjoying the casting this evening and have the opportunity, then please, we encourage you to drop a sub, drop some bits, because that all goes to myself. That goes to Tetcher when he casts on here, Murda, Slexia, all those good folks. Whenever they cast Storm Division on the NGS site, they are monetarily compensated by you folks. And you know what? If you can't, that's all right. Having you hanging out here, watching some games with me, chatting, cheering on your favorite team, I appreciate that. As we go back over here to our last game of the evening, this one For It All are going to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Was picked by the blue team, actually, opting for map pick, while first pick goes over to the side of Team Alexander. So, need to show pictures of starving gamers with empty cans of Red Bull while Sheryl Crow sings. Get people to donate and feed the third world gamers. I mean, if you want to. I'm not saying that I lost weight in England, but I definitely lost weight in England. So if you would like to help me restore to a healthy American weight of 900 pounds, then I would definitely appreciate it. If you want to see us keep doing this stuff so we don't have to get a real job. For example, I'm a full-time streamer now. This is my full-time income. Some days are scarier than others, but we're making it work. So again, if you can donate monetarily, then I love you. You guys are amazing. I would appreciate it very much. But again, don't feel bad if you can't. We're all just hanging out here. I know there is a scary event going on right now that's hitting everybody hard in the wallet. So we're not going to criticize anybody for not being able to hang out. Because as much as I like to eat, I also like it if you guys eat. I know we all have the same expensive hobby of paying bills and eating dinner. So I definitely feel you. That sound means we are ready for the draft. So let's get in to our last game of the evening. VGM Gaming versus Team Alexander. For It All in the continued life in the playoffs. We are on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Where did the sound go? There's the sound. Garrosh once again banned out. Team Alexander not wanting to deal with that Garrosh. And this time round, Stukov is once again being banned away by VGM. First pick goes over to the side of VGM. C2D2! Thank you very much for the subscription. Welcome to the Undead Army. Please enjoy your Jinxie Rages, your Krog Champs, and your Arthas Waves. So you are going to see Anna banned away. I apologize. This is my stream I have set up for my own channel. So if you hear the Scourge, that's somebody subbing on my channel, which I appreciate. So you're going to see, of course, Anna and Crowy banned away.
The wait is over.
I appreciate that, C2D2. Thank you very much. It's incredibly kind of you. Cassia, of course, gonna be the first pick for Gondar, as it has been in 4 of the last 5 games. So Junkrat gonna be picked up this time by Maka. Not gonna be banned out. VGM pulling out all the stops as they pick up the Junkie Boy, and then Liam is gonna grab that Diva. So how did Team Alexander respond to this? Because if you've been on this channel before, if you've been on my main channel, then you may recognize this, that I have a firm belief that Junkrat exists not to win. Junkrat exists not to lose. Junkrat exists for the sole purpose of making sure everybody in the game has as miserable a time as possible. That's your enemy team, your friendly team, yourself. Nobody gets to have fun. I mean, maybe yourself, because like you just get to watch the misery. So some people just want to watch the world burn. That's my stance on Junkrat. As we are going to see Nacho Jin spice it up a little bit, grabbing the Leoric, and then Hyde going for that Malfurion. Deathwing with this fancy new splash art going to be taken away by the side of VGM. And I love to see those Jinxie Rages in chats other than my own. So again, big thank you, C2D2, as that is the ugliest picture of myself that has ever existed. Thanks, Blizzard Esports photo team. Deckard Cain gonna be taken out by the side of Team Alexander. What are we going to see from VGM Gaming? Clock ticks down. Are we going to see Heavy grabs the Anduin and Johanna picked up by Cattle. Very standard draft so far coming out from VGM. They have lots of wave clear, lots of disruption, a ton of poke, and something to get you out in a quick pinch. I'm wondering if we might see a ETC, an ETC from Spell here, able to follow up with that power slide, entangling roots pickup, but it's actually going to be Kael'thas and Diablo. Lots of wave clear from both of these teams, lots of hard engage. However, Heavy does have that cancel. Anytime Diablo tries to come in, tries to get the kill, as long as, you know, it's not on too Heavy, you can just kind of say, LOL, nope, and then yoink them out. What region is this in? This is in North America. Tychus is going to be the final pickup for Tiger JK, which makes a lot of sense. Is a common counter to Diablo. Anytime he tries to go in, you can kind of just pop your minigun and then sit there and chunk away at the big red dino's health bar. So we'll see if there aren't any swaps. We head into our last game of the evening. Those of you who have hung out since our first game, I appreciate you. I know it's been a big, long evening. Some games have been a little bit more exciting than others, and I really appreciate that you chose to spend your Thursday evening with me. Lockdown KT is something I've not seen before. Well, then hopefully you are in for a treat, Alice Layton. I think Lockdown, did they? No, it was VGM that played it, game number 1. I was trying to remember, but of course, yeah, it was the other team. As we hop in game number 5 over here on the right-hand side for potentially the last time. We have Spell on that Diablo, Gondar on the Cassia, Lockdown is your Kael'thas, Nacho Jin is going to be your Johanna, and then Hyde on that Malfurion. Was it earlier? I can't remember. That was 3 hours ago. My brain is fried. It's 10 o'clock at night, and I go to bed at 9 usually because I'm an old man. Over here on the left-hand side, we have Liam on the Diva. Tiger JK is going to be your Tychus. Maka on that Junkrat. Heavy is your Anduin, and Cattle will be playing that Johanna. PS5 is collecting dust. That's all. Softbird, I appreciate you so much. Big stun comes out from Spell, but immediately the Iron Skin comes out of nice booping for Nacho Jin, but that is a big interrupt. Big Spell coming out from KT, getting lots of value from that living bomb. That's the nicest compliment I've received in a long time. Thank you, Softbird. Now that the initial hubbub is over, we are going to see these teams rotate off and grab some gems and just try and get the XP, get the gems. Of course, the biggest thing is killing these minions on the map, arguably more so than any other map, because XP is nice, but not being able to get those gems does deny you the turn-in. So, of course, teams are just looking to find those. We are going to see Bruiser Camps being picked up here. Liam getting this one all by himself and do a pretty fantastic job. We do have that full metal, so of course they do get the 10% healing coming out. Meanwhile, we see the 3-man crew of Team Alexander look to grab their own as well before Liam heads back down to grab this bottom soak versus Nacho Jin. And poor Nacho is having such a rough time against this Diva. really difficult for him to do much, especially if he misses the drain hope. So Nacho manages to get those 8 in. Boop comes out onto Spell. Condemn is going to secure a little bit more damage onto them. But so far, it's just about clearing the waves, clearing the camps, trying to make sure that you can grab everything. Are going to see a little bit faster clear from the side of Team Alexander onto that camp. So Tiger does come down, though, is able to finish it off with the help of Cattle. And meanwhile, Maka, who is basically a second off lane at this point, is going to grab that as well. There's going to be a little bit of a fight down here in the bottom as we look to fight over this turn-in. 17 gems have already been turned in for the side of Team Alexander. We're looking to get that early on turn-in and make it a rotating lead here, as we do see Spell getting another 11 gems turned in. Meanwhile, the side of VGM played it a little bit differently. Finally, Cattle is going to turn in those 14. Most of the others relying on Diva, of course. And then the rest of the gems sporadically spread out throughout the players. Have come into that lull where everybody is just trying to rotate as fast as they can. 14 gems on Maka, as I said, second off lane here. Now Maka is going to perform the age-old tactic of constantly turning in, so that it is quite difficult for the teams to rotate around the map and get some soak. We do have that chattering teeth coming out from Maka there, so implying it will be a root trap build for him, as opposed to that concussion mine build, as there is no boom pow. Up in the top, Junkrat, though, is going to be the first to go down. Was locked down by Spell there. Out comes that entangling roots, trying to see if we can't find anybody else, but unfortunately there, this is going to be nothing else for them. Save. Ooh, nice interrupt by Cattle there. Lockdown is the last gems they need. Tiger gonna take a little bit of a pounding there, but now Gondar and Spell on the wrong side of the map. Johanna being such a disruptive force. Maka has res and is returning. Unstoppable comes out from Gondar. That is the medallion burned at this point. Spell getting quite low. So are Maka and Tiger. Cattle just incredibly in there. Absolutely obnoxious, just interrupting every angle that they possibly can. Denying that turn-in. Well played by VGM. Gondar tries to get the turn-in, though, but a quick pick by Heavy there denies it. They do have that moral compass. So that fires a basic attack at the two heroes it's closest to. Denying the turn-in there. Nacho Jin gonna try and get Liam, has lost the mech there. And everybody just backing away, trying to find their turn-in, trying to deny the other. Tetcher, thank you very much for subscribing at Tier 1. 4 months in a row, I appreciate it. Cassia is not gonna get it in the last second. Cattle auto stops the members of Alexander from getting this first turn-in. And Cattle, the MVP of this denial phase, using all three of those abilities so effectively. Diablo will finally finish off those souls down in the bottom. Liam is giving Nacho Jin a hell of a time, but Nacho Jin is giving it right back, as Liam is going to have to tap. Do we finally get to see the turn-in? Here comes Cattle, and he says, you know, hey, screw you guys. But it looks like this might finally be the end. The turn-in not completed for VGM. So Red Weavers will be picked up first. However, not necessarily the worst for VGM here, as they are able to get it before level 10 hit. Now, looks like those heroic abilities will connect as the Web Weavers are dawning, and that is exactly what we see. Pyroblast and Tomb Tranquility coming out so far. Lightning Breath, all pretty standard here. Cassia holding her heroic. Level 10 was also picked up, though, by the side of VGM. As you can see, Commandeer Odin comes out. Junkrat was killed in the top lane by Kale Foss. Pyroblast is on a 90-second cooldown, so we can infer that is what finished it off. Out comes the Entomb. They try to find Cattle, but they are not going to do so. Tiger is blinded. It's going to be a big chunk. Has to dash away here. Kel'Thas finally finishing off that level 1 mana addict. Will have the shield readily available for them. Meanwhile, Webby's just chunking away. Only the top one remains. Does find the top well, but nothing VGM can't deal with currently. Going to push it back. And now look for a turn it themselves. They have 93 gems available. So in theory, they could almost turn in 2 times if they're able to find this. Light Bomb comes out onto Johanna. Unstoppable has been used. Blessed Shield comes out, but there is that root, which does not prevent it. Out comes the Reptile as well. Blue Warriors have dropped, and lots of ultimates used. No kill. It's every single thing is on cooldown save micro missiles. Commandeer Odin will be up for this push in 20 seconds. We're going to see the members of VGM push out here. Out comes the Valkyrie. Does push Heavy off. That is a Valkyrie bug that has been in since the dawn of time. You hate to see it. Heavy does not get pushed into the team. Meanwhile, top lane not looking all that healthy. This is more of a defensive Web Weaver for the side of VGM. Webby already half health. Top one has been crushed. Commandeer Odin is used. They're going to see what value can be made in the middle lane here. Softbird, thank you very much for the subscription with Twitch Prime, 4 months in a row. Currently on a 2-month streak. Very appreciated. Out comes the Blessed Shield, but there is the Boppins. Gondar, though, very low. Out comes the Pyroblast. Out comes that Lightning Breath. That is going to be Junkrat once again going down. This is a very different team. Alexander, who's not dying nearly as much. In fact, nobody has been killed yet. 0 to 3. And actually, if I take a look, oh no! It's only Junkrat that has died. That's really unlucky. Spell does get the flip onto Cattle. Out comes that Chastise from Anduin. Does not connect. Cattle able to chase most folks away there. Oh, poor Maka is being farmed this game. You hate to see it, as we are going to see the members of Team Alexander attempt to get the turn in again. They are sitting at 53 gems. Valkyrian holding on to a good chunk of those. Gondar is not going to get it in. Last minute interrupt from Maka saves the day, but he better be careful. Red Web Weavers are descending as Kael'thas manages to turn in. Gondar stepping very far forward, does not get caught by Cattle, and this spell Diablo has been incredibly effective. Ben coming out to try and push these minions away as fast as they can, and doing so successfully will bring this middle Web Weaver right to the gate of the enemy blue team here. Cattle has to drop that Iron Skin to prevent themselves from getting caught out here. Won't have it for a couple of seconds. And now we are going to see just a continued onslaught from the side of Team Alexander here. To push in continuously. Commandeer Odin has been dropped. Johanna looking to blast the members of Alexander. Unable to find them, though, have to back away, and this fort may not be long for this world. Webweaver has gone down. Alexander have the wave of minions. Not worried about finishing it. Finally manages to do so before rotating up top. This is where the last Webweaver survives. Liam had to clear the bottom. Out comes the once again, Maka, the only hero picked off here. We almost had Maka picked up by that Valkyrie, but Diablo came in, got the interrupt. In the end, the kill was had. So, use Valkyrie, got a kill. Not sure what you're worried about. Boss is going to be picked up here by the side of Alexander, who are looking to just end the game. This is us again, like I said, a completely different Team Alexander. Blue Web Weavers are picked up. We can't see D.Va starting this. Siege Camp over here, going to look to try and push it in the middle lane, but that is a big defense that has to be completed. Maka will have to stay up here and defend against the box. Cattle looking to come, but then ultimately decides against it. Webweaver and Maka should be able to clear this out before too much damage is had, unless the Webweaver completely ignores it. Nacho Jin is coming up here, and poor Webby just want to... Okay, she's finally Slap on that bug's ass. She's into him. You can see. Okay, here in the middle lane, though, some actual stuff is happening as Entomb comes out, Lightning Breath comes out. Cattle is very, very low, but nothing really seems to be happening. Are going to see Liam come in, pushes everybody into that Commandeer Odin damage. Big damage coming out, but Malfurion is healing out of his mind. Middle Web Weaver does fall. Boss finally goes down. The Webby is quite chunked, though. Level 16 online for the members of Team Alexander. Bottom did get the bottom fort, though, so Lockout has to deal with that. It is a little bit of a menace, as the Webby, still with some life in her, is going to push into this top lane. Unfortunately for VGM, though, not going to find a whole lot here. They get the wall, but fort still quite healthy. In the middle lane, Liam steps up, does get a face full of bomb there, has to back away. Now 95 gems on the side of Team Alexander, 49 in Nacho Jin, gets those turned in, almost ready for a third Web Weaver phase. In fact, Gondar is going to turn in, gets a nice interrupt by Cattle there, but that's going to be the only one they can get. However, Lockdown very far forward, being harassed by Liam, not going to find anything there. Is going to be Web Weavers descending for the side of Team Alexander, who are just, again, absolutely taking control in this game. Number 5, really showing why they deserve to be in the finals. Will take on Chili Mountain if they win. Of course, the boogeyman has been Chili Mountain here. I agree, Soft Bear, as we are going to see this Web Weaver push onto the keep. Again, rough spot for VGM to be in. Cattle going to come try and interrupt as best as they can, but ultimately has to back out with that fanaticism, giving him the extra move speed. Boops come out from Junkrat, but ultimately not going to be much of anything. Web Weaver was cleaned out in the middle lane. Top lane, though, also giving quite a hassle there. Liam steps up to clear it out, and now it is all about bottom. Fort is still here, but not for much longer. Of course, losing the fort at 14.5 minutes. Not the end of the world. But is quite rough. Web Weaver at about 25% health will eventually go down. Godar is going to step down to push with it. There is a humongous wave here, so everyone has to back off. Valkyrie comes, another hiccup as it is popped off the spear at the last second. Is a recurring issue with the Calcia Valkyrie. Pyroblast was almost used there, but it looked like Maka was able to get out of range before the cast was complete. Now that's the 10-second cooldown does come down. Liam gonna try and get the interrupt here, is able to do so with relative success. 2 bombs come out. Liam gonna try and turn in those 33 gems. They would like to get some Web Weavers in here to try and equalize some of these lanes. However, Liam is getting quite low, trying not to spread the bomb. Has to use that bomb explosion, and in fact, the damage takes out quite a large chunk of Liam's health bar. Another 58 gems still available to Team Alexander. They know how to play this map really freaking well. Are going to have KT grab this bottom siege camp. 50 gems turned in, another 21 on the way as Diablo and Spell and Hyde look to turn in. 62 out of 65 left. One more turn in will secure it, and nobody is here to interrupt lockdown. Folks have to deal with the top lane that is going to be the 4th Web Weaver turn-in of the game, by the way, for Team Alexander going in. And there has just been absolutely no respite for the side of VGM Gaming. They've managed to spectacularly hold on, but they have lost all 3 of their forts. And so now this is going to be 3 Web Weavers pushing on to keeps and pushing on fairly closely. Top is the furthest pushed out, and that is in the middle of the lane. Liam manages to narrowly avoid those entangling roots. Really well played by them. lots of keeps need to be dealt with. Bottom keep in big trouble. Middle keep even more so. Webweaver is being destroyed by the Odin. Every single Odin having to be used defensively here. D.Va in the top lane is trying to get a hand on that before the team comes to assist. Bottom keep, going to be the first keep of the game going down here. Level 20 is available for the side of Team Alexander. Big push coming in. Now, potentially Team Alexander could be looking to end the game here as the core is taking quite a bit of damage. Is being chased by Tiger, but will take some damage here. Drops down to 95%. 5% is all Alexander is going to be able to get, though, before those web weavers end. And we are able to get back into this game here for VGM. See if they have any more points of trying to come in. They've got 110 gems. The Silencing Entomb does come out. Buried Alive not going to connect onto anyone here. Level 20 has been picked up for both of these teams. Stun comes out from Spell. Chasing on to Liam here. Out comes the Power Blast. Maka is nice and healthy. Is Cattle going to be the next person to join Maka in the Dyers Club here? It looks like not yet. The team did tap, was able to get back up nice and healthy. Again, 117 gems on the side of VGM. Can they make something happen? Chastise comes out. Medallion popped for Cattle there. Another medallion popped by Liam. Light Bomb comes out, but a little bit of miscommunication as it connects onto nobody. Tychus has to be saved with the Leap of Faith. Valkyrie comes out. Another push. Nobody connected onto. Tiger is doing their best. Back comes the Buried Alive, but another Entomb, thanks to the Glyph of Faith, does prevent Maka from going down for a 5th time. In the bottom lane, 2 catapults are on the core. Someone will have to deal with that soon. It looks like Tiger is heading back with the Odin going to take care of it. Meanwhile, in the 4v5, Liam is the point of contention. 51 gems is quite a lot. Stun from Johanna, the 80-second slow. Tiger is trying to push back, still has that Commandeer Odin there. Has opted for the big red button. 50% longer on that Odin. Finally has been exhausted. Middle lane in quite a bit of trouble as Liam goes back to deal with it. This is non-stop onslaught from Team Alexander. Medallion used by Gondar. Tiger JK doesn't have as much to help him. It's Anduin who's stuck in the sea. That's the worst hero to get caught. But Light Bomb onto Heavy prevents him from taking too much damage. They're trying to get on top of him, The Cattle, meanwhile, down in the bottom, was killed off by Diablo. Tiger JK gonna be the next person to join Maka in the Death Club. Nacho Jin very low, looking to join that way soon. Boop comes out onto Spell, but no Tychus means no problem for the front line here of Team Alexander. Liam is trying to stun everyone away. Out comes the big defense matrix, trying to prevent anybody from doing too much damage here. There is that Riptire coming out from Junkrat there, the extra oomph. You see the second Riptire come out, but Spell prevents him from getting too much more off of that. Big cooldown is going to come out. 80% on the core. Buried Alive onto Cattle, but used save once again with that Glyph of Faith. Pyroblast comes out. 57% on the core. Blessed Shield dropped as well. Liam does not have bomb, but the mech is getting very low. It is going to be Gondar who does go down. 27% on the core. The minions are showing up. Liam loses the mech. Diablo is taking a pounding. Nacho-Jin in the same place. 8% on the core. They're trying to save, but the minions are here, and that is going to be game number 5 and the series, and the playoff seat goes to the side of Team Alexander. The reverse sweep is real. What a series. What a low death series. What an incredible way to end the game. 3-5 in favor of Alexander. A rough game for Maka. Was 4 of those kills all the way up until the end, where Tiger did end up going down. Great job by both teams. We'll take a look at the talents here. GG, very nicely done. There are the talents if anyone would like to look at them. I hope you all enjoyed the series. That is going to be Team Alexander going on to move on further in the series. And I'm actually going to take a look at the bracket here just to see exactly where we are going to be in terms of where everyone is. And it looks like we have 2 more matches available. Where's our gosh darn bracket? All right, so VGM versus Alexander. So Team Alexander will take on Chili Mountain. Now, Chili Mountain is the only team to have beaten Team Alexander, and they've beaten them twice. Whoever wins Chili Mountain versus Team Alexander will take on Exodia. And I tell you, that is going to be a series you guys do not want to miss. Breathe, thank you. Really, it is going to be it's going to be an incredible series. Thank you, Atlantis. That's very kind of you. I really, really appreciate that. I work hard every single day to get better for you all. Yeah, like I said, Chili Mountain, the only team that has been able to beat Team Alexander. The 2 they're taking on in the lower bracket. Whoever wins that will be taking on Team Exodia in the upper bracket. That is going to be our best of 7 series. The winner takes all will get the pot at the end of the game. So remember, guys, if you want to help out, then please !Maturino in chat. That does go to all the players. I 100% mean it when I say every single penny of the Maturino prize pool goes to the players. You're not paying for tournament costs. You're not paying for the casters. You're not paying for all the work that NGS has done this. This is all on a voluntary system. So every single dollar goes to them. Some tournaments, they're giving you only 60% of the prize pool, but 100% goes to the team. So if you'd like to help out and, support the teams, pat them on the back saying, good job, way to play, then I really recommend !Maturino in chat. You want to help out Nexus Gaming Series, !Patreon. Again, they're the one who puts this on. They're the one who does all the scheduling, all the map making, hunting down the teams when, they forget their map is that day or whatever. It has been really great. They're a wonderful, wonderful organization. They do not only Storm Division, but of course our amateur series. So !Patreon will help you out. Okay, NGS can't pocket the money. It's illegal. There you go. Who do I want rated? We'll look here in just a second because the last thing I'm going to say is if you enjoyed the casting this evening, then please check out !Casters if you want to see what I'm doing when I'm not on the NGS channel. And then, of course, remember, any subscription, any bit that you donate will head over to myself. That is going to be is it going to be a way you can help me? If not, sorry, I'm trying to read and talk at the same time. I'm not doing either one very well. Let's raid Jazzaleen Goliath just because she is the only other NGS person I see who is currently going to still be playing. So, yeah. Please help out the players, please help out NGS, and please help out your casters. You guys have been a wonderful audience. Thank you so much for hanging out and spending time with me. My name is Jinxie Cat, and it's been an honor casting for you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Stay safe. I will see you later on. Bye.